What a game the former Utah State Aggie had. The Gold scored their most points ever, blasting Los Angeles 51-0. In a little more than 3 quarters, Galliano burned the Express for nearly 300 yards through the air, and Bob bombed the LA secondary for 4 TDs, 3 to his favorite receiver, Leonard Harris. Now on the day, Galliano hit 17 of 25 passes, 10 to the Automan. While Galliano performed offensive heroics against LA, the improving Gold defense pulled off the first shutout in the history of the franchise. Sometimes overlooked in the passing excitement of the run and shoot is the importance of the play of the lone running back. Although unsung, Denver's Billy Johnson has rushed for 744 yards, second in the United States Football League. What's more important, the second-year pro from Arkansas State averages a league-leading and incredible 7.3 yards a carry. So tonight here in Denver at Mile High Stadium, the Memphis Showboats, coached by Pepper Rogers, will try to defuse the run and shoot of the Gold while they try to solve offensive problems of their own. On a very cold, raw night in Denver, the Gold tied for the lead in the West, along with the league's other run-and-shoot team, the Houston Gamblers, going against the Showboats of Memphis, who are still very much in the playoff hunt. Hi, everybody. Fred Matfer here at Mile High Stadium. The Memphis Showboats come into Denver with a quarterback controversy. Walter Lewis, the #1 rated quarterback in the USFL, has been set down. He's been replaced by Mike Kelly, who's performed capably in relief. Why the change? We asked Pepper Rogers.
At this particular stage of the game, the throwing becomes so much more important maybe than the athletic ability that Walter has. Walter is a great thrower, a great runner, and a thrower, and we feel that Mike Kelly has a little more experience up on the center as a thrower, and I just want to get a little better passing in the football game and possibly open up the running game a little bit. But I don't know, Walter's had a great year so far as statistics are concerned, but when you lose 5 of your last 6 football games by very close scores, you have to look at yourself very carefully and see what you can do maybe to help your team.
Marv Levy, you've coached high school, you've coached college, you've coached Canadian Football League, National Football League, United States Football League. You've been second-guessed often. Now I'm going to give you an opportunity. If you were coaching the Memphis Showboats, would you have made the quarterbacking change?
Well, Fred, if I were the coach, I don't believe I would have made that change. Walter Lewis has performed too well. He's a top-rated passer in the league. He's their #1 rusher as well, thrown very few interceptions. Nevertheless, I'm not the coach. Pepper is, and he has very sound reasons for making the switch. He feels that they haven't scored enough, and they've been losing games, and he has to change the tempo. You change the tempo by putting in a new quarterback. Kelly's performed well when he's been in there. Beyond that, Denver blitzes a great deal. Kelly handles the blitz very well.
Marv, here in Denver, the run-and-shoot offense has overshadowed the defensive play of the Gold. However, that Gold defense is coming on strong.
Very much so. People are very much enamored with the mystique of the run-and-shoot. Nevertheless, Denver has begun to play so much better since their defense has begun to play better. They're 3rd ranked in the USFL overall, and during the past 5 weeks are probably the #1 performing defensive unit in the league.
So coming up very shortly here at Mile High Stadium in Denver, we'll have the kickoff between the Memphis Showboats and the Denver Gold. They talked about a lot of snow on the way here. However, it passed us by, thankfully. No snow for tonight's ball game, but it is cold. There he is, Pepper Rogers, Franklin Cullen Rogers, and he'll be coaching and matching wits tonight against the man across the field, Darryl Mouse Davis. 2 nicknames, 2 good coaches, and we have a good football game on tap here tonight at Mile High Stadium in Denver. To do the booting for the Denver Gold, the veteran of the Gold, Brian Spielman. Spielman, a soccer-style kicker out of Columbus, Ohio. That's Capital University, back deep. Henry Williams, a dangerous man for the Memphis Showboats. The Boats, tough times recently. The Denver Gold riding a big high as they take on this Memphis team at Mile High Stadium. So the 5'11 Spielman will approach the ball and will be underway. Good kick. Backing Williams into the end zone, right in the 3rd base path, up to the 5, to the 10, to the 16-yard line. Williams was hit. Quickly was Todd Gerhardt down for the Denver Gold. Here's the man of the hour. The spotlight will fall on this young man, Memphis quarterback Mike Kelly, who played college football for Pepper Rogers. We set the offense for you for the Memphis Showboats. Crawford will be at one wide receiver. The left tackle is Sharp, the left guard McGriff. The center is Rubens, the right guard Ken Smith, right tackle David Huffman, Gary Shirk the tight end, Mosier the flanker, Kelly the quarterback, Sidney and Spencer the running backs. Harry Sidney had some words to say about Denver and the Gold, and we'll get more into that later in the ball game. First down, first offensive set. Coming in motion is Ricky Porter. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Intended downfield for Greg Mosier at about the 40-yard line. David Martin, the left corner, covering. Defensively, for the Denver Gold tonight, we have Bruce Thornton at left end. The left tackle is Doug Miklaus. The right tackle, Pat Ogren. The right end, Calvin Turner. They're a good defensive line. The linebacking crew, Stan Blinka, John Nevins, watch him, Mike McKibben and David Martin. The backs, Miller, Hemphill, and Trimble. Kelly to throw again. Over the middle, the pass complete this time to Greg Mosier. David Martin, the defender. Number 13, well off the receiver, Greg Mosier.
Well, they've certainly come out throwing, Fred.
Mosier getting up. Looked like he may have hurt his hand as he came down hard on the infield for the first down for the Memphis Showboats at the 26, call that the 31-yard line. Greg Mosier, of course, last year playing in Houston in the run and shoot under Mouse Davis. And Pepper Rogers told us before the ball game that Mosier was very insightful on how to defense against the Denver Gold run and shoot. First and 10. Third straight pass over the middle. The pass is complete to the tight end, Gary Shirk. Shirk into Denver territory at the 40-yard line. Finally pulled down from behind by the right linebacker, Mike McKibben, but another first down for the Memphis Showboats.
Here we see Huff dropping back, taking a quick look at the coverage off to the right side of the screen. He opens up in the middle, though. There has to be some kind of mix-up in the coverage there completely because the hook zone was wide open. Gary Shirk, a sure-handed receiver who hasn't caught a lot of balls this year, heads right up the field. It's a sizable gain. All they've done is throw so far.
10-year pro for Morehead State is Shirk. First run of the ball game, Tim Spencer to the 39, and that is it. Spencer is hit by the rough, tough rookie, John Nevins. 6 foot, 230 pounds from Cal State Fullerton.
He plays very much like Sam Mills of the Baltimore Star. Here we see Nevins. It's a counter play. He's not fooled. He doesn't go the wrong way. He reads it, is able to rush off a block, and then cross-body block Spencer to the ground.
Nevins plays with a bullet lodged in his leg. A couple of years ago, he's helping a friend convert a van, and somebody rode by and randomly shot at him, and it's still in his leg. They decided they couldn't move it, and they wouldn't. Just a 2-yard gain for Timmy Spencer that time. Now we have the back split. Spencer along with Sidney. Kelly, quick pop, incomplete. The pass was intended for Gary Shirk, the strong safety. Darrell Hemphill from West Texas State there to break it up.
Denver is faking a lot of blitzes so far, Fred. They haven't blitzed a great deal, but they've faked them a lot, and that was an audible. Kelly figured they were going to go through with it that time and shot the ball off quickly, but unable to complete it.
Mouse Davis on the sideline, watching his defense, trying to stop the Showboats, who are under the direction tonight of Mike Kelly, replacing Walter Lewis at the helm. 12-11 to play in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. Memphis has had the ball since the opening kickoff. Again, Spencer and Sidney split. Sidney lower part of your screen in the backfield. Deep drop this time by Kelly. Fires. The pass complete. Maybe close to the first down as Darrell Hemphill was down to make the stop. The catch made by Harry Sidney. And I think there may be a measurement to see if Mr. Sidney picked up the first down. Last year, Harry Sidney was the leading rusher, the leading ball receiver for the Denver Gold. And according to Mr. Sidney, the reason why the Denver Gold drew fans here at Mile High Stadium this week in the newspapers, Harry was quoted as saying that the reason why fans have stopped coming to Denver Gold football games is because he left. And that's mighty big talking for the running back, Harry Sidney.
Yes, it is. He's going to have a lot to prove on that basis tonight.
Let's see if he gets the first down. It's going to be short. So it'll be a 4th down and a yard.
It's a pretty long yard. One of those tough decisions coming early.
It'll be at the 32-yard line of the Denver goal.
They're going to go for it, Fred. Mike Kelly came over to the bench. Pepper whispered something in his ear. He's hoping it's magic.
Anthony Parker is now in the ball game, replacing Harry Sidney in the backfield.
Actually, it's a good decision. It would have been a 49-yard field goal off of a little bit wet grass field.
And Alan Duncan is not really having the confidence that he once had kicking those field goals.
No, he doesn't.
4th and short yardage for Kelly and the Boats. Parker with a first down and more, still driving. Finally, Steve Trimble wraps him up, but still can't. Tugging down to the natural surface here at Mile High Stadium, but a first down for the Memphis Showboats.
Parker in the short yardage situation. We see him again now carrying the ball off the left side. Just a basic short yardage power play. A very good block by Tim Spencer, I believe, leading the way. On Nevins, the middle linebacker, he's the guy you have to get. Steve Trimble, their #1 tackler, the free safety, makes the tackle. He doesn't make it. Parker may go all the way.
In case you're wondering about the condition of the field, the tarp was on the field till about an hour before game time. It had rained and snowed off and on today, so this Mile High Stadium turf in perfect condition. On the first down, Kelly a long count. Rolling. Downfield lob, the pass complete to Mark Rao, the tight end. And Rao deep into territory inside the 5-yard line. We may have a flag back at the 25-yard line. Nate Miller, the right corner, was defending against Mark Rao, the fine receiving tight end of Memphis.
They had 2 tight ends in the game.
And the eligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 51. He lost the down penalty. 2nd down.
Center Larry Rubens was the man pointed out as being downfield illegally.
It was an even man line, meaning no one was on Rubens' nose. He probably took a step at the middle linebacker to try and draw him forward. But they not only lose a game to the 1-yard line, they get the penalty and loss of down. Tremendously costly penalty there. In terms of yardage alone, it's something like a 38-yard loss plus a loss of down.
Marv, we talked an awful lot before this ball game about Memphis wanting to control the football, and so far they've had the football the entire first quarter. We have 10 and a half minutes to play in the first quarter.
They're controlling it, but in an untypical Memphis fashion, showing that they're going to pass the ball with Mike Kelly.
Kelly, who played his college football at Georgia Tech under his pro coach, Pepper Rogers. Takes the handoff, whistles again, flags all over the place once again. We'll await the word from the official.
Delay of the game, offense, number 12, will be 2nd down.
That means too much time. Took the full 30 seconds before the ball was snapped. So now they're 43 yards away from that first down they would have had on the 1-yard line.
Now, Mike Kelly, been around the United States Football League, started with the Birmingham Stallions. And there's Walter Lewis, the man who Kelly is replacing tonight. Lewis, of course, the great out of the University of Alabama. 2nd and 4.5 miles to go for the first down for Memphis. Tim Spencer, very little gain, as Spencer is wrapped up along that front line by Mike Talafero, the rookie from Texas Christian. Talafero had a try with the Redskins. 6'4", 280 pounds.
Call wasn't bad. It was a draw play with a long yardage to go. They're not going to pick all that up on first down. Denver, in these passing situations, is lining up with 11 men along the line of scrimmage, continuing to threaten the blitz and then pulling out rather than going ahead with the blitz. They'll be coming some. You can count on that.
3rd down and 23 now for Kelly at the 42-yard line of Denver. Kelly will put it up. No, he won't. Sack. Flags down. Coming in. Calvin Turner, the right defensive end, may have his 10th sack of the season. And there's a flag down as official Dave Kamansky will tell us what it's all about.
Holding, offense, number 67. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Here we get a look now at Louis Sharp, number 67 in white, going against Calvin Turner. Has 9 sacks on the season. Tries to grab him at the last moment. Turner started upfield, came inside on Sharp, and won that battle all the way. They declined the penalty, of course.
The veteran Bob Grupp will be kicking out of the infield. The skin part right there where the second baseman would play during a baseball game, and he will be punting from about his 40-yard line. Back deep we have David Martin, a dangerous man, and Nate Harris. The kick is back, a high spiral, an inside spiral. The ball will hit and just drop dead right at about the 16-yard line. So the Denver Gold will have the football for the first time in this football game with 9:05 to go in the first quarter. No score. Tell us what each team must do to win this football game.
Memphis must stop Bill Johnson. Denver plays well only when their running game goes. They can't give up the big play. They have to play a lot of zone. Protect the passer. They don't do that very well, as we just saw. Denver has to stop the Boats on first down so they can force them to pass, and then they must pressure the quarterback, and they have to always read defenses early. Their whole offense depends on it.
There's Bob Galliano, the 5-year pro from Utah State. My compadre tonight, Marv Levy, knows an awful lot about this young man. Coming is Corker. Galliano fires. The pass complete to the speedy Vincent White. White to the 20-yard line, but Corker may have dashed in too quickly before the snap because the sack man Corker was breezing in on that right side.
I think that's what probably happened. He was blitzing. Let's hear the call. Official here is getting information from the captain.
Defense, offside, number 53, the first down.
And that was John Corker, number 53. Watch Corker in the lower part of your screen.
Number 53 leaving a little early, coming head-on with Billy Johnson. Johnson does a good job of cutting him down. And the pass is delivered successfully to Vincent White, number 44 in the flat.
So the Gold take the penalty.
They do take the penalty.
First down and 5 for the Gold. Ball at their own 21-yard line. You see the week Galliano had last week against the LA Express. Galliano fakes. Doing a good job of avoiding pressure. Galliano on the run with a first down. Run out of bounds by Steve Hammond. So Galliano picks up the first down. Offensively for the Denver Gold, wide receiver Lonnie Turner, the left tackle Ray Wagner. George Yarno, the left guard, and he's a good one. Tom Davis, another good one at center. Mike Neese, the right guard. Matt Miller is the right tackle. The slot back, Vincent White, the wide receiver Mark Lewis. Galliano is at quarterback, Leonard Harris. There's another slot back, and then we have the running back and a fine one in Bill Johnson. Marv Levy, you know an awful lot about Galliano. You drafted him in Kansas City when you were coaching.
He was a 12th round draft choice and a very fine young prospect who we were looking forward to just break in and start to play a lot.
10-yard gain by Galliano. First and 10 from his own 31. Galliano with time, fires the pass, complete to White. White eludes a tackle and goes out of bounds. Vincent White peaked Mossy Cade and then was run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A 15-yard gain, or call that a 13-yard gain, and a first down for the Denver Gold.
Bob Galliano will sprint towards his own left on the screen. The secondary expands. Cade is way off of the receiver up there, and the thing about these small receivers right there, Vincent White, is they're so quick. If you give them room, they can break a tackle and go all the way, or evade a tackle and go all the way.
Well, Vincent White's small, 5'8", 190 pounds. He's quick, good hands, played his college football at Stanford. First and 10 for Galliano from his own 44. That's Harris in motion. Johnson with his first carry. He is nailed. Billy Johnson was stopped immediately. Coming up with a tackle, Calvin Clark for the Memphis Showboats. Calvin Clark, a fine defensive end. He is on the right side for the Memphis Showboats. On the left side, John Banasak, the veteran. Reggie White is over the tackle, the nose tackle tonight. Linebackers, Corker, Hammond, Coakley, and Rose. The quarterbacks are Leonard Coleman, Mossy Cade. Strong safety is Barney Bussey. And starting tonight at free safety is Timmy Fox. But look for the newly acquired Don Besselou to be in there very shortly. Automan Harris in motion to the bottom of your screen. Galliano, plenty of time. Off the pass. The ball complete to Leonard Harris, who had 10 catches and 188 yards last week against Los Angeles. Fairly short game for Harris, who played his college football at Texas Tech.
Fred, it might not look it, but right now, Memphis is doing what they want to do. They want to stop the running game. Here we get a look at Harris. Coming down, just loafing off the ball. The defense had sagged the other way with the Galliano sprint, but they converge quickly, hold everything to a short gain, and figure eventually a ball will go off the fingertips, or there'll be a sack or be an interception. Don't give up the big play. That's the way they're proceeding.
No score in the football game. 6:41 to play in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 for Denver from their own 47. To the air goes Galliano. Downfield, the pass caught by Automan Harris. And a flag is back at the 46-yard line of the Denver goal. The play may be coming back. Harris went down to the 15. Harris caught 3 touchdown passes as he riddled that Express defense last week.
I believe Carlton Rose had came across the line early. Just
defense, number 53, offside, penalty decline, first down.
John Corker again.
It was Corker playing on the defensive left side. They shuffle him around a bit. Normally he's on the defensive right. Here we get another look at the pass play. Start motion one way and come back. Galliano sprinting very slight to his right, finds no one at his left on the backside, splits the zone, wide open Leonard Harris.
And it's a 1st and 10 for the Denver Gold at the 15-yard line of Memphis. Still scoreless here at Mile High Stadium on a very chilly night. In motion is Joe Spiegel. The handoff to Johnson. Johnson stutter steps at the 15-yard line, then drives forward to about the 12, and he is stopped there by a number of the Memphis Showboats. Carlton Rose, the outside linebacker, leading the tacklers. Also getting help from several members of his Memphis Showboat teammates.
Well, we said don't give up the big play, and they certainly did to Leonard Harris. Had he not fallen down on that infield, Fred, he probably would have gone all the way and taken it in.
A gain of 3. Spiegel in motion to the near side. Galliano on the roll. Fires downfield. Incomplete. Nobody there.
Fred, that was one of those situations. We hear that the Denver receivers have 7 options on every down, that Galliano and the wide receiver read each other differently. The receiver broke in on a deep hook pattern. Galliano expected him to run break out to the flag, threw it to the flag, but they weren't together on it. And quite often in this offense, it takes a while till they read the defense as well. Cade was hanging well off of the receiver.
3rd and 7 for the Gold. Still at the 12-yard line of Memphis. Still scoreless in the football game. Harris, the dangerous one, in motion. Quick dump off. Johnson down to the 2-yard line. Billy Johnson.
I believe he's about 1.5 yards shy of that first down still. Right? Yes, Fred.
Where do they mark it now? It's hard to tell with that infield is exactly where they're marking the football. They mark it down at the 6 of the Memphis Showboats. That's going to be shy by a couple yards. However, the Gold will go for it.
They also going here on a 4th down and 2 situation. They're in better field goal position than Memphis had been, however.
The veteran Tom Davis to snap the football to Bob Galliano. Harris in motion to the bottom of your screen. Galliano looking for Harris, but he's going to be dumped. In the grasp was John Corker, and Corker tried to corkscrew Bob Galliano to the turf, but Corker picks up his 3rd sack of the season. Far cry from the first year of the USFL for Corker when he had 28.5 sacks.
Well, if Corker is to have success, there's a flag down there. I believe it. No, it's a white shoe I see from here. I thought maybe you're going to rule that Corker grabbed him by the face mask. But
there is a flag.
Oh, there is one. There is, but it wouldn't have been the face mask.
Illegal chuck. Defense. Number 31. First down.
Leonard Coleman charged with the illegal chuck as the receiver went out.
Boy, have penalties hurt the Memphis Showboats here in the early going in the first quarter. They had that drive stopped. They bent. Pepper Rogers can't believe it. I know. His team has played well on offense, but had a big penalty which killed what looked like would be a touchdown. And then when they stopped the Denver thrust, a penalty again.
Look at the penalties so far. Denver without a blemish. Memphis 4 for 23, setting up a first and goal to go for the Denver Gold at the 4-yard line.
Coming into this game, Denver, with 84 penalties, was the most penalized team in the league. Penalties have certainly gone their way in the early going.
The one back, the dangerous Johnson. See the slot backs right and left, and the wide receivers. Johnson with the football. Johnson still charging to the 2-yard line. Billy Johnson, who played at Arkansas State and really came into the United States Football League unheralded, but has really gained a lot of respect around the pro football world.
Yes, he has. Here we get a ground level look at Johnson carrying the ball. A pull there by Mike Neese, number 74, trapping on Corker, but Reggie White converges on him, and then gets a lot of help from Barney Bussey and several of the other defenders in there to stop the play, and they do have to stop Bill Johnson. He's carried, I believe, twice and also caught a screen pass for modest yardage.
No score in the football game. We're still in the first quarter. However, the Denver Gold have its second and goal to go from the Memphis 2. White in motion. Johnson charging to the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The 8th touchdown of the season on the ground for Bill Johnson. 6-0. The Gold have the advantage.
Well, here we see him hitting just right up over the right of the quarterback and cutting back. It's a trap, really, going over the left side, even though he comes up the right side of the quarterback. You get another angle look at it. Johnson didn't gain a lot of yards in the drive, but he got the 2 big ones. And it puts the Gold out in front with big help from penalties.
So Jim Asmus, who was signed last week, just prior to the Los Angeles game, will be in to attempt the PAT. Asmus, who played his college football in Hawaii, where it's a bit warmer than it is here tonight in Denver, will kick out of the hold of Bob Galliano. And we have a 7-0 lead for the Denver Gold. So with 3:09 to play in the first quarter, the Denver Gold have jumped in front of the Memphis Showboats by a 7-0 score. And Mike Kelly and the Memphis Showboats will have the football when we return to Mile High Stadium. The man who scored the touchdown to give the Denver Gold the lead they enjoy now, 7-0. Bill Johnson, the number 2 rusher in the United States Football League. Teeing the football up, Ryan Spielman, and back deep, Henry Williams for the Memphis Showboats.
And number 26, Ricky Porter, and 25, Anthony Parker.
Ryan Spielman, who was the top scorer for the Gold last season, boots it high. Williams back 2 yards deep in the end zone again, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Williams spins at the 25, and he's down at the 30-yard line. A good return by Henry Williams. We have 2 minutes, 58 seconds to play in the first quarter. Denver leading Memphis 7-0. Now Memphis Showboat quarterback Mike Kelly taking the place of Walter Lewis tonight. Trails 7-0. Kelly to go to the air again. Throws the pass complete to Gary Shirk, the tight end. Shirk picking up a couple of yards on the game. Darrell Hemphill making the hit.
Here's a play-action pass with Kelly under a lot of pressure from John Nevins blitzing up the middle, but he delivers the ball anyway successfully to Gary Shirk again. And here we get a look at Nevins. He was in the line. He jumped out. Then he comes blitzing in again. And we knew they'd begin to bring these blitzes. Gary Shirk's going to be an often gone-to receiver if they blitz a lot. Your tight end's a great outlet, and Shirk understands that element of the game well.
And he gained 4 yards on the reception. Spencer and Sidney split in the backfield. Sidney, the bottom of your screen. Crawford wide to the top of your screen split. Pressure, but Kelly eludes. Over the middle, the pass caught by Harry Sidney. Sidney with a first down at the 43-yard line of Memphis. Craig Walls, the right linebacker, right on top of Harry Sidney. Walls, a 2-year pro, played his college football in the Big Ten for Indiana.
They bring Walls in a lot when they anticipate pass. He's a linebacker who really is a strong safety type of fellow, the ideal nickel type of defender to come into the game. Kelly's impressed me so far the way he stood in there. Bruce Thornton had a big rush on him. He stepped up inside the rush and delivered successfully.
First and 10, the ball resting at the 43 of Memphis. 7-0, the Boats trail. Harry Sidney up over the 45 to about the 47-yard line. 6-year pro Stan Blinka making the stop for the Denver Gold. Blinka cut just before the season began by the New Jersey Generals, of course, in the National Football League, a name associated with the New York Jets.
Well, they are certainly showing that they're going to pass and try to keep you honest with the run rather than the other way around, which has been the modus operandi for the Memphis Showboats up to this point in the season.
Tim Spencer stumbles forward over the 50 into Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Tim Spencer, who, when you look back over his 2 previous seasons in the United States Football League, 1,000 yards each season, coming into tonight's ball game, 251 yards.
Over the left side now, it's a double-team block, although Shirk has really got his right arm hooked around the defender there. But Sharp and Shirk double-team. They ran up over that side, and it's 3rd and about 2 to go.
Veteran tight ends get away with that.
Use the arm away from the official on the sideline if you're going to hold.
3rd and 2 from the 49. Kelly on a sprint out has the first down. Tackled at the 45-yard line by Darrell Hemphill from West Texas State. Hemphill likes to write poetry and short stories. In fact, he's been published. His poetry has.
Well, I think that Miles would be a lot happier as long as he makes the tackle.
That's right. Pros, forget the pros. Make the tackles.
That was a play, by the way, that I'm sure when they went to training camp, they put in and said, you know, if we get 3rd and 2, we're going to roll our quarterback, Walter Lewis, out behind a lot of blocking and try and pick it up.
Well, we're counting down here to the end of the first quarter, and that's it, the end of the first quarter with the score. Homestanding Denver 7, the Memphis Showboats nothing. Mile High Stadium in Denver. There have been storm clouds hanging low over this Mile High city for the past several days. The clouds just as ominous for the United States Football League, and we'll talk to the Denver Gold owner Doug Spedding about what will happen when the league meets Monday in Teaneck, New Jersey. Maybe some enlightenment from Doug Spedding. First and 10 for Memphis. Pass downfield, complete to Derek Crawford. Crawford with a big first down to the 15-yard line. Run out of bounds at about the 13 by Steve Trimble, the free safety. Crawford strangely silent in the first quarter, but Kelly and Crawford hook up this time for the big game.
Well, Nate Miller was covering Crawford. Crawford gave him a fine move down there around that infield. Miller fell down. Then Crawford broke away from him. You see Miller just getting up at the top of your screen. Crawford, the speediest man on the, well, Henry Williams is the speediest, but Crawford is next. Here we see David Huffman, number 56, now at the right of your screen, blocking there and doing a fine job of helping to protect.
First down at 10 for Memphis from the 13-yard line of the Denver Gold. That's Mosier in motion. Kelly sprinting to the right side. Fires the ball. Complete. The reception made by the tight end, Mark Rao, but as you saw, flags flying as Rao was tackled. Penalties have really hurt Memphis tonight. We'll see if it hurts them once again.
From the reaction of the Memphis players, I think so.
Offensive pass interference, number 84. It'll be 10 yards and a loss of down. It'll be 2nd down.
Greg Mosier being called, probably pushing, trying to get himself open.
That's twice, deep in scoring territory. They completed a pass for very favorable yardage, where they not only lost the yardage, but they lost an additional 10 and a down. These are really back-breaking penalties for the Memphis Showboats.
The only scoring in the football game, a short yard, 2-yard run for Bill Johnson of the Denver Gold, coached by Miles Davis. 7-0 to score. We have 14:36 to play in the first half. An extremely cold April night in Denver. 2nd and 20. From the Denver 22, Kelly gives it to Spencer. Spencer bobbing and weaving, driving forward. And Tim has it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Tackled by Steve Trimble, the free safety. Tim Spencer, an Ohio State Buckeye great. Second to Archie Griffin on the Ohio State rushing list.
Memphis has directed a great deal of their running game to the left side so far, for no particular reason that I can discern yet. I don't think that the personnel on Denver is any weaker on that side.
A gain of 5 by Spencer sets up the 3rd and 15. The ball at the 18-yard line of Denver. Crawford is wide to the left side. He's out of your picture. Mosier splitting to the top and in motion, and we're going to have a flag. Too much time taken again by Kelly. That's his second.
That's a
third.
Well, I think it's a second delay of the game.
Number 12, offense, 3rd down.
And I think a large part of that, Fred, is being caused by the fact that Memphis is faking so much blitzing that Kelly is trying to see what is happening and is audibleizing. 6 times they've been penalized now, and they have really hurt. They have been very hurtful penalties. But again, that Denver defense is confusing. He's trying to audibleize and get everything communicated, and as a result, he's burning too much time on that clock.
So it's now 3rd and 20 at the 23-yard line of Denver. Mike Kelly will have Mosier to the top of your screen. Out of your picture now is Crawford. Kelly looking for Crawford. Goes into the end zone. Great catch. Incomplete, they rule now. Crawford had the football on his fingertips momentarily and then couldn't hang on. Let's watch the speedy Derek Crawford.
Crawford is double covered. Nate Miller is right on him, but turns him to the inside. There you see Delaney trying to pick him up on the inside, number 40. He dives for that ball, and
he can't hang on.
Does not have it. Here we see it again. He has it momentarily. No, he never had it. It was bobbled all the way. A great effort on the part of Derek Crawford and a very fine throw.
Alan Duncan, who's had the jitters on the field goal tries this season, will be kicking one from about 41 yards out. Off the skin of the infield. The kick is high, the kick is long, and the kick is good. So Alan Duncan puts the field goal on the board for the Memphis Showboats, and we have 13:20 to play in the half with Denver leading Memphis 7-3. Memphis Showboats are within 4 of the Denver goal here, and Duncan will be kicking off. Duncan, who was cut for a week by Pepper Rogers and then brought back just prior to the New Jersey game, approaches the football. Kicking short. The ball taken by Troy Johnson. Johnson eludes the tackler and is hit out of bounds along the near side at about the 21-yard line. 13:11 to play in the half here at Mile High Stadium with Denver leading Memphis 7-3. Well, it's hard to believe just about a week ago it was in the 80s here in Denver. Tonight when the game started it was 37. Now we're down into the lower 30s. Don Veselo, who was obtained from Jacksonville, trying to keep warm. Quite a change from Jacksonville to Denver on this night, but played his college football under Pepper Rogers at Georgia Tech and is a good addition to that Memphis Showboat defensive backfield. Bob Galliano, the trigger man on the run and shoot for Mouse Davis, has Vincent White doing the turnaround in the backfield. Galliano quickly out to Leonard Harris, and Harris is out of bounds, being defended against by Barney Bussey.
Memphis is bringing their outside linebackers a lot when action comes their way. Here we see number 91 in white, Carlton Rose, the outside linebacker, coming hard at Billy Johnson. They're going to make him work. They're going to make him pay a price. He does a good job of blocking. By blitzing like he did, he denudes that flat, and Denver is dumping the ball in the flat, but they're for short gains. Memphis is willing to give them that, figuring something will happen to kill a drive that takes so long to go the distance.
Well, on the first down, they gained 6 yards on that pass from Galliano to Harris. 2nd and 4 from the 28 of Denver. The Gold leading 7-3. Galliano again to throw. Looks downfield. Incomplete. The pass was intended downfield for Mark Lewis, but Leonard Coleman was there. Check that. It was Turner downfield. Lonnie Turner, the wide receiver.
They are bringing those outside backers. Here we see John Corker, number 53, in the middle of your screen in the white, coming upfield again and again. Billy Johnson has to block him. Look for him to begin to slip Johnson by those backers and hit him on that short screen pass that they run so well.
John Corker played his college football at Oklahoma State under his old coach at Michigan, Jim Stanley. Darrell Mouse Davis. They call him the father of the run and shoot, but Marv Levy tells me there's another gentleman who came up with the run and shoot offense, and we'll talk about that shortly. 3rd and 4 from the 28 for the Golds. Long count this time by Galliano. Over the middle, the pass complete. Mark Lewis with the reception and the first down at the 35-yard line of Denver. Mossy Cade making the hit for the Memphis Showboats.
Again, we take a look. Carlton Rose, 91 now coming. Make Johnson block, but when he comes, you're putting the corner on that side on a real island. Mossy Cade has to cover, and it's an awful lot to ask if that backer doesn't get the quarterback.
Marv, who invented the run and shoot offense?
Tiger Ellison, a high school coach in Ohio, was the innovator of it. He had the same type of success in the high school rank for about 25 years that Mouse has had with it everywhere he's been. Mouse has improved on it.
Of course, Mouse perfected that run and shoot out at Portland State. Fine record out there. On the first down, Bill Johnson gets the handoff, charges ahead, a gain of a couple. Steve Hammond makes the tackle, and Bill Johnson has to have all of the impact he's taking from these linebackers wear on him, even though we're early in the first half.
It certainly does. He has to block every sprint out play with those outside backers coming hard. Memphis made no changes in the structure of their defense. They're playing their basic defense. Pepper had told us, Fred, as you recall, this morning, that you can't prepare something special in 3 days for a team that executes as well as Denver does, an offense they've been working on ever since training camp.
Conversely, Denver prepares their own pattern of offense and nothing else. Galliano may be checking off on the 2nd and 8 from his own 39. Short pass quickly out to Mark Lewis. Lewis gets out of the tackle of Mossy Cade, but then he is hit by the rest of the Showboats. Cade will be close to the first down.
You're right. In fact, they're signaling first down, Fred. Cade gives a big cushion, and they're working on that cushion. And you mentioned something, Denver prepares only their own offense. They don't have to prepare for situations. They don't have a short yardage set. They don't have tough territory from the 15-yard line in. They don't have coming out from way down their own territory. It allows them to get very good at executing what they do, and allows their coaches to work on execution, not strategy, which is often an overblown thing.
Bob Galliano, who is the offensive MVP at 3 different colleges during his college career, sets behind the center, Tom Davis, on the first down. Quickly the pass goes out. Making the reception, Lonnie Turner, and hitting Turner, Leonard Coleman. Lonnie Turner from Cal Poly Pomona, another small, quick receiver, 5'7", 164 pounds. Obtained in the allocation draft from Oakland.
I tell you, Coleman made that tackle, but I was really impressed. Barney Bussey is the man that made the defensive play happen. He sprinted out there from way inside at the normal strong safety spot, laid quite a hit on Turner, knocked him off balance, and stopped his momentum. And by that time, Coleman and several other of his white-shirted teammates were there to make the tackle.
9:51 to play in the half. 7-3. Denver in front of Memphis. White in motion to the bottom of your screen. Galliano rolling. Sidearms it. Good catch by White. White gets away from the linebackers. Look at the little guy duck, weave, and bob, picking up a first down as he is in Memphis territory. They mark the football at the 40, let's call it the 38-yard line of the Memphis Showboats.
I tell you, Fred, I think Mouse goes out to all the schools and watches kids play tag in the schoolyard, because all these guys are the kind of fellas that would be great at that. They can really evade and avoid you. They're little guys, but boy, they are dangerous when you get that field broken up like that.
Last year, playing the standard offense for the Denver Gold, Vincent White, who is 5'8", 190 pounds, was the number 2 rusher on the Denver Gold, behind Harry Sidney, who's now with the Memphis Showboats. To the air again for Galliano. underthrown behind the back of Vincent White. Galliano, his reaction, he may have missed White.
Well, on that, he didn't have time to really deliver the ball to White. White was open in the seam. Galliano saw him, but he was getting a heavy backside rush by both Will Coakley, the inside linebacker, and by John Corker, number 53. I started to say a while ago, in fact, it was in the first quarter, and a penalty interrupted me. This is the kind of offense against which John Corker should come into his own. It's structured so they can't turn out a big tackle on him. It's a sprint-out offense. They have to put the fullback, a back on him. Johnson's not a small man, but he's not a 275-pound tackle, the type of protector Corker's been seeing all season.
Again, White in motion. Johnson the lone setback. Quick pass, in and out of the hands of Lonnie Turner. The quick pop, Turner couldn't hang on, and Leonard Coleman was there to defend. However, if Turner would have hung on, it would have been a first down for the Denver Gold.
Way up at the top of your screen, you'll see Corker blitz, and now look how isolated Coleman is on Lonnie Turner out there. That is tough to cover. It's tough to throw because you don't have much time. The linebacker is in the face of the quarterback. You can throw a touchdown or throw an interception on something like that about equally as easily.
Lonnie Turner, who was spotted at an all-comers camp in Los Angeles. There were about 500 people trying out for a shot at pro football, and they spotted the 5'7" Lonnie Turner, and now he's playing in the United States Football League. White again in motion to the bottom of your screen. On the 3rd and 10 from the 38 of Memphis, Galliano fires. Complete to White. Good move by Vincent. And White out of bounds along the near side, shy of the first down at the 30-yard line. Mossy Cade, the rookie from Texas, banging White out of bounds.
Memphis was in their nickel defense. 4 linemen. John Corker was a linebacker along with Hammond. They figured complete it short. You've got 10 yards to go and we'll converge. We're going to play zone. There is the completion, as you see, to White sprinting out. One man takes a shot. Here comes Hammond in to make the tackle. Don Bessalou, 47, also in on it.
Well, Jim Asmus, who does not use the tee that is allowed here in the United States Football League, will try the field goal. It's going to be a good pop for him of about 48 yards. However, he, along with his fellow kicker for Denver, Brian Spielman, hold the USFL record of 57 yards. Asmus did it in the first season of the USFL when he played for the Arizona Wranglers. The snap is back. The kick is up. It's high. The kick is long, and the kick is no good. Hooking wide to the left side. So we have 8 minutes and 34 seconds to play here in the first half at Mile High. Denver leading Memphis 7-3. Now, last week when we covered the New Jersey Generals against this Memphis Showboats team, after the ball game, after the great performance by New Jersey running back Herschel Walker, his coach Walt Michael said he compared him to Jimmy Brown. You'll have an opportunity to see Herschel and the Generals, Doug Flutie and company, against Lee Corso's Orlando Renegades, Monday the 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. You see the time remaining in this first half. Mike Kelly. The quarterback fumbles the football, but he falls on it and covers up. Losing yardage on that one, back to the 28-yard line. Let's see what happens here.
The ball, he just never had control. The ball was in the bottom part of his hand, and it just rolled out. He wisely falls on it instead of trying to do something heroic by picking it up, because it's only second down. Well, second down coming up now.
They lost 4, so it's 2nd and 14. Slot to the right side. Handoff comes to Spencer. Spencer up over the 30 to the 31-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage, and he is tackled by Craig Walls. Number 55 getting up right now. Walls, another pro, signed at a tryout camp. And what are the odds on a guy being spotted at a pro football tryout camp, much less having a couple of players on your team from a tryout camp?
Well, first of all, Fred, if 500 guys show up at that camp, you can quickly pick out about 12 of them and send the other 488 home. Now, from that 12, it's still a slim chance.
3rd and 10. The ball at the 31 of Memphis. They trail by 4. Kelly to the airways. Downfield with a pass. Incomplete. Intended for Moser, but under him was David Martin, the left cornerback.
Moser rounded off his route on that, very untypical of him. David Martin matches up pretty well with Moser. They are both quick, not blazing speed type of players.
Bob Grupp, as you see, one punt. Not very good yardage on that punt. Back deep, David Martin, who has led the United States Football League in punt returns at 83 and 84 and is still number 1 here in 85. Nate Harris, number 42, also back. Martin wearing number 13. Watch for him.
Don't hold him now!
Martin has the ball. He's going to reverse his field. He's back to the 25. He's not going to get anywhere. He's tackled at the 25-yard line. Riding him down for the Memphis Showboats, Harry Sidney, the former member of the Denver Gold. 6:45 to play in the half. Denver 7, Memphis 3. And to see if the Gold can add more points after this. Graphic mousetrap, very true. You see 5-0 at home. The Gold on the season, 6 wins, 3 losses. So they enjoy, as they say, the friendly confines of Mile High Stadium. Bob Galliano, at just his second start of the season for the Gold, who replaced Vince Evans last week, has the football, 1st and 10 from the Denver 25-yard line. White again in motion. Galliano fakes. Now he comes to the near side. Galliano fires the pass. Incomplete. The pass was underthrown, intended for Mark Lewis down there. Mossy Cade was defending.
For the first time, Fred, Memphis dropped off their outside linebacker rather than force with him. He dropped back underneath a slant-in pattern by the wide receiver, and Galliano had expected that and expected it to be open. It wasn't. Then he had to pull it down and start to scramble. Here we see the ball thrown. It looks like it hits him, but his foot was resting on the sideline, apparently, which is why they called it incomplete.
Yeah, his back was to us when he made the reception. I thought he short-hopped it, but there we had the play, and we found out why the ball was ruled incomplete. 6:37 to play in the half. 7-3. Denver with the lead. Again, White in motion. The lone setback is Johnson. Slipping is Galliano, and Corker is there to hit him. John Corker with his second. I think I should give him a sack on that one.
Absolutely.
So John Corker has doubled his production of the season in this football game.
Look at his foot stagger. He's going to blitz. Here he comes. Johnson coming at him. Corker gives him a move, and Johnson slips just as Galliano slips. Corker is by and gets the sack. As I say, this is the style against which Corker can be the most effective.
Now, I think John Corker would like to relive the days when he was known around the USFL as the sack man.
Well, he's working on it tonight. He has 2 already. About midway through the second quarter.
Corker, of course, the first season with the first USFL champion Michigan Panthers, was the Defensive Player of the Year in the USFL. Galliano to throw on the 3rd and 18. Flag down, pass overthrown. Mossy Cade making a dive, trying to come up with the interception. We have a flag back at the 10-yard line.
I think somebody held Reggie White on that.
He'll hear very shortly.
Illegal motion, offense, number 44. Penalties declined. 4th down.
Vincent White on the illegal motion. That brings Ryan Spielman into the football game. Spielman, who's having a not too hot season punting, 37 yards a kick. As you see, Spielman has not been very active recently for the Denver Gold.
First punt in 10 quarters.
4th and 18 from the 16 of the goal. The high snap. Spielman goes for it, though. It's a bad kick. The ball will take a Memphis Showboat bounce and come back to the 49-yard line where it's downed by the Denver Golds. 5 minutes, 37 seconds to play here at Mile High Stadium in the first half. Denver 7, Memphis 3. Brian Spielman, before we left, had to handle a rather high snap, Marv Levy.
Yes, he did. He had to go up in the air, bring it down. That completely throws his rhythm off. He has to kick in a hurry. It certainly contributes to a bad snap, and could contribute to a lot worse than that. The toughest skill in football is the long snap. You can't be good 9 out of 10. You've got to be good every time.
So Mike Kelly will have it 1st and 10 from his own 49 with his Showboats trailing by 4. Pump fake by Kelly. He's going long. The pass is caught by Crawford. Crawford with a first down at the 5-yard line. Goal to go for the Memphis Showboats at the 5 of the Denver Gold. Nate Harris was beaten by Derek Crawford on the speedy fly. And watch Kelly go. They had a hookup earlier that was nullified by a penalty. And we'll watch it here. Crawford with the sideline wide open and is pushed out of bounds. First and goal to go for the Memphis Showboats following that reception by Crawford. Quarterback Mike Kelly with the eye stacked behind him in the backfield. Kelly rolling downfield, lobs it to the end zone. Touchdown! Mark Rao with the reception. His third touchdown catch of the season. The tight end, Mark Rao, picking up that nice little lob right over the goal line.
It was a perfect throw by Kelly as he sprinted out here. Rao coming into the flat off of a pickoff, going against Darrell Hemphill. The ball was just lofted over Hemphill, and it was a beautiful, beautiful catch.
And the Memphis Showboats have the lead now, 9-7. Alan Duncan, who has hit on 14 of 17 PAT tries this season, has to snap back, and he is true. 5:11 to play in the first half here in Denver, and the Memphis Showboats now in front by 3, 10-7 over the homestanding Gold of the Mile High City. Very sparse crowd on hand at Mile High Stadium. They'd sold 17,000 tickets for this game. However, the bad weather we've had the past 2 days, keeping a lot of people home on their easy chairs watching this one on ESPN, and we have a 10-7 Memphis lead over the Denver Gold. Memphis about to kick off in the person of Alan Duncan. Boots it high, does Duncan. Taken at the goal line by Johnson. Johnson up over the 20. Johnson still on his feet and is tackled at the 25-yard line by Mossy Cade. So the Denver Gold will have the football, and their running shoot will be on the field with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Galliano getting some final seconds instructions from Darrell Mouse Davis. Of course, Davis last year, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Gamblers, had a fellow by the name of Kelly quarterbacking down there at Houston. Well, Jimmy Kelly, a fine athlete.
He's a great athlete, and the Mike Kelly we're seeing tonight is doing a great job, Fred.
Galliano, first and 10 from his own 25. Again, in motion, Vincent White. Draw to Johnson, who can motor. Johnson with the first down to the 38-yard line. Bill Johnson.
Here Billy Johnson takes a stutter step, or more than one, really to the right, then cuts back. It's a sprint draw play. He gets a big hole and does what he's been doing all year, help that average, and a big hit there by Steve Hammond and Barney Bussey to bring him down, but not after a big gain.
Bill Johnson, currently in the final year of his contract here with the Denver Gold. His rights have been selected by the Cincinnati Bengals in the NFL, and his agent talking with the Gold and the Bengals about the future for Mr. Bill Johnson.
Like the old Pete Johnson the Bengals had.
In the backfield now is Todd Gerhardt as Galliano throws on the first down, complete to Vincent White. White, a gain of about 4. Was hit by Barney Bussey, the strong safety, the heavy-hitting strong safety of the Memphis Showboats.
Barney is a tough tackler. He's never shown it any better than he is doing it tonight. Beginning with the last offensive series for Denver, Memphis has begun to change up their defenses a bit. They're not blitzing their outside linebacker every down. They're mixing it up, trying to confuse Galliano's read.
Bill Johnson back in the football game in the running back slot, the lone back behind quarterback Bob Galliano. Todd Gerhardt back out of the ball game. Again, Vincent White in motion to the bottom of your screen. Galliano on the 2nd and 6, lost the pass. Intercepted, but a flag is down. The pass picked off by Leonard Coleman. That would be his 3rd interception if it goes, but a flag was thrown at the 46-yard line. And that would only be the 6th interception of the year for the Memphis Showboats backfield.
Defensive pass interference.
Number 31, your first down.
The joy is over for Leonard Coleman. Take back number 6 interception, and it goes for a first down for the Denver Gold.
We can take a look here. Here he's covering Troy Johnson. Close 101, a chuck. He's keeping his hand on him too long, and the ball's in the air. Either way, it would have been an illegal chuck if it weren't intercepted, but no, I'm wrong. It's pass interference all the way. That ball was in the air, and he had contact with it.
So the ball is marked at the 44-yard line as it's brought downfield toward the goal line that the Denver Gold is shooting for here. First and 10, 2:56, and rolling home here in the first half at Mile High, 10-7. Memphis leading. Galliano's goal. Bob, who has the beard very much like Danny Fouts, the quarterback in San Diego, gets the snap. Throws over the middle. The pass batted down. Coming to bat the play away, Will Coakley, who is getting the start tonight. And Coakley, the 3-year pro from Kansas State, extended himself and batted the pass down.
They just dropped off in a zone all the way here, trying to cover as much as they could of the zone. The outside backer dog, Will Coakley, coming from way in the inside linebacking spot, gets his hand on the ball. Galliano's starting to unload now, not really being set on his throws, hurrying his reads, and Memphis, by mixing their defensive coverages, are causing him some problems.
Will Coakley was the backup for John Corker for the Michigan Panthers for 2 years. Larry Coyer, the linebacker coach for Memphis, coached the Panthers for 2 seasons. The linebackers did. On the second down and 10, Galliano rifles the ball complete to the auto man. Leonard Harris with a first down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Leonard Coleman beaten, finally making the tackle on Leonard auto man Harris.
Getting another look at the secondary here of the Showboats. You see Bussey come to the flat. The free safety doesn't get to the middle enough. He has to loft the ball over the linebacker Coleman there. Leonard Harris makes a fine play. Coleman finally brings him down. The thing about that run and shoot, you know, you only have to succeed 1 out of 3.
Now we hit the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes remaining in the first half here at Mile High Stadium. The visiting Memphis Showboats lead the homestanding Denver Gold by 3, 10-7. Marv Levy, Monday in New Jersey could be the day to find out what happens to the United States Football League. All the owners going back east to meet, talk about fall football, spring football, whether the LA franchise will stay intact. And at halftime, we're going to be talking to Doug Spedding, one of the owners, the man who has this franchise here in Denver, and we'll find out if he can give us a little preview of what might be talked about. And I'm sure plenty will be.
Very important meeting.
First and 10 for the Denver Gold at the 13 of Memphis. They're trailing in the football game by 3. Galliano to put it in the air again. He has some pressure. Now he throws the ball downfield. He threw it away. Eluding the pressure that time of the big guy, Reggie White, the nose tackle. 6'6", 284 pounds, bearing down on Galliano, and he just threw it away to save the sack.
Yes, he did. Reggie White really got the heat on, and Tom Davis is paired off against Reggie White. It's quite an assignment to have. He should get a lot of help from his guards, but Reggie White is a fine player, and he's really been hustling tonight. They've had to double him most of the time.
Great from the University of Tennessee in his second year of pro football. Second year with the Memphis Showboats. Big fan favorite in Memphis.
You know, he's leading the team in sacks. He's got most of them playing a defensive end position. Just 2 games ago, they moved him into the nose. He hasn't been as productive in sacks.
Second down. Ball at the 13 of Memphis. Again, White in motion to the bottom of your screen. Galliano with Corker coming, but he gets the ball away into the end zone. Touchdown to Vincent White. Denver has the lead again. Galliano just eluding the hit by John Corker, gets the 6 points as he beat Mossy Cade, hitting Vincent White for the touchdown.
Actually, he's throwing against the zone. There were a lot of people there. This was a beautiful throw. He had to thread the needle on this one to put it right between a lot of defenders. Cade was close. He wasn't beaten man-to-man. He had the deep outside zone. See, a lot of people converge. He had to put it right there, and he did on the run.
Here's Jim Asmus just trying to tack on point number 14. And it's good. So we we have a seesaw affair here. You have Memphis taking the lead, then you have Denver coming back, and right now, with 1:48 to play in the half, it's Denver on top once again by a 14-10 score. We expected an exciting type football game, Marv Levy, and so far we've had quite a bit of action.
Well, we have, and I have to say this. Mike Kelly has done everything that Pepper Rogers had hoped he would do to get this team moving. Memphis is doing what you wouldn't expect them to do on particular downs. They're passing a lot on 1st and 10. They're running a good bit on 2nd and long. It's been a very exciting game. Teams are executing well on offense.
You know, Marv, as you look around the stands here at Mile High Stadium, and we see Mr. Kelly, who is on the spot tonight for the Memphis Showboats, you see a very sparse crowd, and you look back over the past 2 seasons here in Denver. At one time, this was the premier franchise in the USFL. You had people better than 40,000 average, then it slumped to the mid-30s, and now I think they're averaging like 13,000 a ball game here in Denver.
It's a shame. Actually, the media keeps saying what an exciting team they are here, the local media, and they are. They're probably the most exciting team in the league right now.
But of course, here, the NFL Denver Broncos rule the roost every day. 3 stories about the Broncos here in baseball season and USFL season.
Well, the Broncos are certainly the most talked about sports team in the city, but the goal, I think, if they can determine whether they're going to play in the spring or the fall, will do a lot to help their attendance. The people are favorably disposed towards them. They're just not coming out.
You see Williams deep as Spielman kicks. A knuckleball that will hit at the 10 and then out of bounds at the 3-yard line. So the ball skids out of bounds at the 3. As Spielman just kind of squibbing it down. So it'll come back here.
I think he wanted to make him run the long way on it, have to go the long way. Let him take the ball out around the 25, but don't allow a long return.
Kick out of bounds. They'll re-kick.
Okay. There's the penalties. And quite an edge in the wrong column for the Memphis Showboats tonight.
Both of Denver's touchdown drives, Fred, as you know, would have been stopped except for a Memphis penalty. Coleman's interception on the last drive, of course, was negated. And then on Denver's first drive, there was a penalty on 4th down, an illegal chuck.
And twice on offense tonight for the Memphis Showboats. They had the ball apparently deep in the territory of the Denver Gold, only to be called back by penalty.
Instead of 14 points on those situations, they came away with 3.
So Spielman will now kick from the 30 on the skin of the infield, and that will present a little bit of a problem for Spielman as you come off the grass and onto that loose turf on the infield. This time we have a couple of upbacks, but still Henry Williams is the deep back for the Memphis Showboats. Spielman will again roll it along the ground. The ball picked up at the 35-yard line. Ricky Porter is really wrapped by Tom Kilkenny. And I mean, he knows he was hit. 4-point lead for the Denver Gold. 1:42 to play in the half.
Here we see the split kick, and again, that slippery grass. Porter's up with the ball, starting to come back. And we'll see Tom Kilkenny come into the scene right there and meet him helmet to helmet and put him on the ground. Kilkenny, a big fellow, about 237 pounds, played linebacker for us last year with Chicago and was a very good special teams player as well.
I'm sure you're anxious to find out what will happen, whether the Blitz will be in business next fall or next spring, or what's going to happen with that Chicago franchise.
I hope we learn something about that on Monday.
1st and 10 for the Memphis Showboats at their own 36. Kelly with a flag down, throws downfield. The pass is complete for the 1st down, but there was a flag back at the 34-yard line. The reception made by Harry Sidney. Craig Walls defending, but the flag is back.
Defense, number 60, offside. It'll be a 1st down.
That was Bruce Thornton, the left defensive end, who came charging
Bruce
across.
Thornton, the defensive left end. You barely see the O on his jersey, jumping early, going against David Huffman. Thornton's been relatively quiet tonight, the league's leading sack man coming into this game.
Well, the Denver Gold defense having a great time with the quarterbacks leading in sacks. 1st and 5 from the 41. Tim Spencer close to the first down. Spencer was tumbled down by 4 of those men in the black jerseys of the Denver Gold. The lead tackler, free safety Steve Trimble. Steve, a former Terp at the University of Maryland, played for the Broncos here at Mile High Stadium in 81, 82, and 83. And then played for the Gold in 1983, as a matter of fact.
He's their leading tackler, and again, I think he got most of those early in the season when they weren't playing as good defense, and the free safeties had to make a lot.
It'll be second and short yardage now for the Memphis Showboats. 1:25 to play in the half. They trail in the football game by 4. Long count by Kelly. Spencer tripped up. I do not think he has the first down. He had to get the ball beyond the 45 to close to the 46-yard line, and he couldn't do it. Calvin Turner, the right defensive end, made the hit, preventing the first down.
Ken Smith, right guard number 61, is pulling the lead to play, and as the ball carrier seeks to get in behind him, he trips over Smith's foot on the play.
That was Ricky Porter on the carry. I called originally Tim Spencer, but Porter carried the football and got tripped up, so it'll be third down and short yardage at the 45 of Memphis for the Showboats. They called the timeout here with 1:02 to play in this first half. Has played an excellent football game so far for the Memphis Showboats, doing exactly what Pepper Rogers wanted him to do. Harry Sidney spinning for the first down to the 48-yard line of the Memphis Showboats. Nate Miller, the right cornerback there, to stop Sidney, but a first down for the Memphis Showboats, and we are under 1 minute to go in the half here at Mile High Stadium.
Going to hurry up offense now. No huddling.
14 to 10. The Gold with the lead. Kelly with some time over the middle. The pass complete to Moser. First down for the Memphis Showboats at the 35-yard line. And a timeout will be called by Memphis. You see Kelly running downfield, motioning for that timeout with 39 seconds to play in the half.
Kelly getting very good protection on this. You'll see all the time he has a good pickup on Calvin Turner for long enough anyway. He delivers the Moser coming across the middle. Good gain. David Martin closes on him late.
Kelly on the 1st and 10. Running with the football, Anthony Parker. Parker stopped at the 24-yard line by Mike McKibben, the right linebacker. 32 seconds, another first down. Check that. Just shy of it should be a first down. Yes, it is. The chains are very slow in moving, but of course the clock stops as the chains are moved. And now it is a first down for the Memphis Showboats inside the 25 of Denver. Over the middle, the pass complete to Rao. Rao backing his way over the 15 to the 14-yard line. Steve Trimble hanging all over the tight end. Another first down for the Memphis Showboats. 21 seconds to play in the half. Pepper Rogers anxious there, wanting his offense to get down to that goal line and in.
Well, the big thing here, different from the National Football League, every first down stops the clock until the chains are set again. Now it's going.
Kelly to throw again. Incomplete. Rao was the intended receiver, overthrown. Clock stopped on the incompletion. 14 seconds to play in the half. David Martin defending.
They blitzed him on that one, and not only do they need a blitz to break the tempo of the drive, but this area of the field, you see a great many more blitzes. Plus, Denver is a blitzing team in passing situations, and if there's ever a passing situation, this is it.
Mike Kelly, who received the nod, the first start of the season for the third-year pro from Georgia Tech over Walter Lewis, directing the offense and doing an exceptional job tonight for Memphis and their coach Pepper Rogers. We're approaching the half. Kelly gives it off. Wide open, running to the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Parker.
I said that was a passing situation, and you ask about the play, which is unexpected. That was certainly it. I guess they would have just said, we'll line up and kick a field goal if it doesn't work.
Receiving the congratulations of his teammates, Anthony Parker, the second-year pro out of Memphis State. And let's watch this draw play work to perfection.
Draw play, brings it back to Parker. He's led through the hole by Tim Spencer, a lead draw. Secondary dropping way off, all concerned with the defenders. Before they can turn around and find out what happens, they find out that Parker's in the end zone celebrating.
And Alan Duncan will have the opportunity to give the Memphis Showboats the lead by 3, and he's got it. So with 9 seconds to play in the first half, the Memphis Showboats lead now 17-14. And a very happy Anthony Parker walking back as he picks up his second touchdown of the season. Parker, who had a try in the NFL with the Seattle Seahawks, and it was a backup last season for the Memphis Showboats. Mouse Davis wanting that run and shoot to get cocked and fired.
Well, it's true. If Parker had been tackled on that, Memphis would have been faced with calling their final timeout. Then when they regrouped, they would have had to determine whether they should kick the field goal then or try one additional pass into the end zone. I don't think they would have had the time, honestly, to get that additional pass, either touchdown or incompletion off. So had that draw play failed, which it didn't, by the way, and it lent the element of surprise, they would have been forced on the next down, very likely, to go for the field goal attempt.
So Alan Duncan, who's had his trials and tribulations with the Memphis Showboats this year, will kick off. We mentioned a little earlier, Alan was cut a couple of weeks ago. They went with a young man by the name of Chuck Bushbeck, who did not perform up to standards. So Steve Earhart, the president and general manager of the Showboats, went to Duncan and said, Alan, we'd like you to come back. Are you ready? Duncan, who had been practicing all week at the Memphis facility, said, certainly am. And he's back on the squad and kicking off. A squib kick will come down, taken at the 15-yard line, out of bounds. Nate Harris. Harris picked up the football. We have 9 seconds to play in this first half. 17-14. The Denver Gold trailing in the football game, and this young man has done the job expected of him so far by his coach, Pepper Rogers, and we speak of Mike Kelly. Kelly, who performed very capably in relief of Walter Lewis earlier this season, gets his first start, and you see he's having a very nice night.
He is, and he's getting a lot of pressure, too. There's a lot of blitzing going on. His team is doing a good job of picking it up. His linemen are, and some of the backs, and then his wide receivers and Gary Shirk are doing a good job of breaking their routes accordingly on some of those blitzes.
At halftime, again, we're going to be talking to Denver Gold owner Doug Spedding about that big meeting coming up Monday for the United States Football League. Right now, the team he owns, the Denver Gold, trail with 7 seconds to go in the half. Going nowhere is Billy Johnson, and Johnson has been bottled up tonight by that Memphis Showboats defense. The hero, Kelly, running off the field as the gun sounds at the half. Halftime here in Denver, with Memphis leading the Gold 17-14. Memphis acquitting themselves very well under the direction tonight of Mike Kelly.
They are, to me, Fred, the most revealing stat of all is Denver's 32-yard rushing. Not enough. When Denver wins, they run the ball very well, even though they appear to be a pass-oriented offense. Other than that, the slight bulge, well, a 50-yard bulge for Memphis. They're controlling the statistics. Memphis taking the ball from deep in their own territory, except when they got the ball up at their own 49 and their own 46, which was comfortable. They turned those both into touchdowns.
Well, we look at the Gold now, and you see how that went for them. Their first touchdown scored by Bill Johnson, who, other than that touchdown, has really had a very little to cheer about tonight.
They've stopped them, and they feel that has been a very important part of what they had to do.
Mike Kelly, who's getting his first start for the Memphis Showboats in place of the #1 rated quarterback in the United States Football League in the person of Walter Lewis. And there's Bob Galliano, who last week replaced Vince Evans at quarterback for the Denver Gold. Marv, you've coached both Galliano and Vince Evans. Compare them as athletes, if you would.
Well, everybody knows Vince Evans is a great athlete with a cannon arm, and he is an outstanding athlete. But Bob Galliano, even though he's not fleet-footed, is a superior athlete. I've seen that fellow play basketball. He was a fine baseball player, and I think he's underrated as an athlete.
Now the second half about ready to kick off with Alan Duncan doing the booting for Memphis. The Showboats with a surprising 3-point lead at the half. A high kickoff. Johnson with a football on the sprint, And Johnson is spun down at the 21-yard line. The hit applied by Ricky Porter on the special teams, and Bob Galliano will direct the attack for the Denver Gold. Galliano was the offensive MVP in college at Glendale Junior College in California, U.S. International University, and where he finished up, Utah State.
He also spent a spring at Southeast Louisiana before he transferred over to Utah State.
Well, he saw the country while he was playing football. First and 10 for the Gold. Just underway. Second half. In motion is Automan Harris. Galliano with a quick pitch. Immediately out of bounds, Lonnie Turner. Carlton Rose, the outside linebacker, running the 5'7" Turner out of bounds. Carlton Rose played his college football under Bo Schembechler in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan.
They've turned out some great linebackers there and some great players at other positions too. Corker was blitzing again. Again, they've shown the fact that they're going to blitz one or both of those outside linebackers, probably on the basis of certain keys they have. Usually if Johnson comes their way, the outside backer's going to come.
On the second down from their own 26, White is in motion to the bottom of your screen. Corker coming, blocked by Johnson. Galliano throws, almost intercepted by Don Bessalou. Bessalou acquired Wednesday from Jacksonville, almost picking off his first as a member of the Memphis Showboats.
Galliano taking the ball here, sprinting out toward his own left side. Reed's outside, it's not there. Tried to hit the slanting man. Bessalou had it right in his chest. Here we see Corker again coming, and Billy Johnson again having to block him, and he's doing a good job of blocking, but you begin to wonder, has it affected his ability to be as good a runner because of the yeoman's job he's having to do blocking those big outside linebackers?
Bessalou played in the National Football League with Miami, St. Louis, and the Los Angeles Raiders in the Super Bowl. Third down from the 26. Long count by Galliano. Throws downfield, incomplete and intercepted. Bessalou coming up with the interception for the Memphis Showboats. Now they rule incomplete. It looked like Bessalou picked up the tip, but they rule incompleted pass. Let's watch.
We'll get a replay look on it. See Tom Davis blocking on number 92. Pressure coming from John Banaszak. He tries to lay it in there. A fine play over the top. I believe it was Mossy K. Let's take a look here. Bessalou traps that ball.
The ball. Good call. Good call by the official.
I know you get tempted right there if you're Pepper Rogers to call for the red flag, but you sure don't want to waste a timeout if you're wrong at this in a close game like this.
Brian Spielman to boot the ball away. The speedy Henry Williams back at the 34-yard line of Memphis. Good snap. Spielman hangs it high this time. Williams back at the 28. Williams to the 30, to the outside at the 35. Tripped up at the 35-yard line, but maintains his pace forward and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 14 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. Denver 17, Memphis 14. Here in frigid Denver on this Friday night in the spring. Hard to believe it's spring here in the Rockies. Snow all around us, but fortunately it eluded the mile-high city of Denver. And we just have cold weather and rain during the course of the day with an occasional snow flurry, but the field is in great shape. Spencer trying to get outside. He can't do it. He was run out of bounds by Stan Blinka, the veteran. Also there, Darrell Hemphill springing out the running of Tim Spencer. Marv Levy, the defense for the Memphis Showboats, giving their offensive unit the football in pretty good field position tonight.
They certainly have. They take over here on the 38-yard line. They came up very big to stop the first drive of the second half. They've made some changes on defense, brought a lot more experience in there. Banaszak has entered the lineup for Clancy, who really hasn't produced for him. They brought Will Coakley back as an inside backer and made the trade for an experienced free safety in Don Bessalou. I think they've helped their defense a lot with experience, not just high-touted rookies, highly touted rookies.
Just one back behind Kelly. In motion is Gerald Bradley. Kelly rolling, looking down, throws in and out of the hands of Derek Crawford may have been tipped. Crawford calling for an interference against Nate Miller, but the official didn't see it that way.
I'll tell you, Kelly looked very nimble on that. He sprinted away from a strong safety blitz. Darrell Hemphill, number 25 in black, was coming strong from the backside. You see him almost get it. Kelly throws back against his body. Let's see the interception, the interference, I mean. I don't think it was.
No.
I don't think it was. It was a good play by Nate Miller.
Nate Miller played his college football at Cameron in Oklahoma. See, Memphis has had a tough time on the third down. They have 3rd and long here from their own 36. Kelly unloads downfield all by himself. Mosier with a first down. Mosier was left wide open, made the reception and out of bounds immediately at the 42-yard line of the Denver Gold.
David Martin did not play the coverage called for whatever reason. He was covering the short flat. He should have had Mosier deep on it. We take a look. Martin's way up short. Mosier all alone behind him. And if the sideline hadn't been there for his momentum to carry him out of bounds, it would have been a touchdown.
Greg Mosier, 6 feet, 185 pounds. Nice evening so far, 55 yards. That's Gerald Bradley slotting to the right side. Eyes stacked behind Kelly on the first down. With the football is Ricky Porter. Porter to the 25. Bulldog down at the 20-yard line by Darrell Hemphill. Another first down for the Memphis Showboats. And Ricky Porter from Slippery Rock made the big gain for the Showboats to set up the first down at the 20.
It was a counter play. Here we see the 2 linemen from the offside, Huffman and Ken Smith pulling. Ken Smith will trap. Huffman will lead up through the hole. Porter does a great job here of fighting his way out of potential tackles and taking off and running, and they have made the running game go not by forcing it, but by setting it up with the threat of the pass.
13 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the third quarter here at Mile High. Memphis with the football and a 17-14 lead, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of the Denver Gold. Kelly fakes the draw, has some pressure, throws downfield, incomplete. Mosier overthrown. Darrell Hemphill defending on Mosier, but the ball was chucked out of bounds.
Mosier was open. He put on a good move to the post and then broke back out to the flag or the sideline. It's a very difficult ball to complete, but Kelly didn't throw a good one on it. He threw it too far. He overthrew an open receiver.
Marv, we had a little bit of a discussion before this football game about the altitude playing havoc with some of the receivers, etc. I noticed tonight that Memphis is shuttling the receivers more than they have in the past. Do you think that could have anything to do with it?
I really don't think so. I don't think the altitude is that much of a factor as we talked before the game. I think I'm in the minority in that opinion.
Yes. Kelly. Intercepted. Picked off by Nate Miller. Miller on the roll to the 25. Miller to the 30. Miller is down at about the 31-yard line. A flag down. We have a few words and punches being exchanged on the field.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Huffman sort of held him down a little long. Nothing real flagrant, maybe longer than he needed to. And so Miller sort of flipped the ball in Huffman's face mask, and then the flag went in the air. Now, I don't know if the officials are going to give us one of those get-off-the-hook double penalty. To me, if you're going to penalize, I think the flagrant action came by Nate Miller in that particular instance.
Nate Miller with his 2nd interception of the season. Going off the field now. Now Mouse trying to get that offense fired up.
On the run back, the kicking team, a sportsmanlike penalty number 24. It'll be a 15-yard penalty and first down.
The kicking team. Now, which team kicked?
I don't know. It's 24, too.
I don't know. Maybe we're watching the wrong replay here.
They faked the counter play that they ran before. Then Kelly drills the ball. He had a short receiver open, number 24, Harry Sidney. But I don't know what Sidney does here. But Miller coming back, number 23. Huffman now takes him down, holds him down. Maybe they'll keep going on this to show us. Holds him down a little bit long. Oh, no, I'm wrong. He jammed him back down into the ground. And it's at that point that Miller flips the ball into his face mask. So in the replay, I saw Huffman do a little more than I had the first time I looked at it.
But Nate Miller is penalized for it, number 23, rather than 24 as the official said. First and 10 for Denver, so the ball is back at their own 16. Galliano to fire. Downfield, complete. Lewis making the reception. It looked for a moment that Mossy Cade could have had the interception. However, it went off his fingers right into the outstretched and waiting hands of Mark Lewis.
That was a zone on that side. Cade had the shorter zone, and he was backed up deeper by Barney Bussey. The receiver was right in the seam between them. Galliano barely laid it over. Nice catch. Nice throw.
Looked like maybe Mossy got just a piece of that, possibly.
It looks like he might have, but he laid it over in the seam, and the safety man, Bussy, didn't get wide enough back.
First down on that completion. Here's Johnson, who's trying to get untracked this evening, who's been defensed well by the Memphis Showboats. Johnson brings it to the 45-yard line, a gain of about 3 for Bill. You see, Johnson coming into the ball game with over 700 yards, 744 yards, averaging better than 7 yards a carry, and he has been stymied tonight.
Yes, averaging less than 3 a carry. One of them was a 2-yard touchdown, to be fair, but still he would be averaging less than 4. Would be 8 for 23 without that. Less than 3.
11:40 to play in the third quarter here at Mile High. 17-14, Memphis in the lead. Denver with the football, 2nd and 7 from their own 45. Harris in motion. Galliano to throw. Has time, it's tipped. The pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Reggie White at 6'6", 284 pounds, extending his arms, got just a touch of the football, causing the incompletion.
If he didn't tip it, he had in his sights Mark Lewis deep in the seam about 25 yards downfield. Here's Reggie White getting that big left hand up, as you see, batting it away. But here you see the receiver towards the left bottom of your screen, number 88. Mark Lewis was wide open, and the ball seemed to be heading his way.
As the coaches tell you, when that ball's going into the air to the lineman, keep those hands up.
Especially if you're 6'7" or 6'8", it gets tough.
3rd and 7 now. At the 45 of Denver for the goal. Harris in motion. A roll to the right side. Coming, but eluding was Reggie White. Downfield with a pass, incomplete. Reggie White putting heavy pressure that time on Galliano. And Galliano missed his receiver, but thanks to Reggie White's pressure.
You know, what's happening here, Memphis is blitzing their backside linebacker. As a result, Denver's having to pull out one of their guards to pick him up. That leaves the center singled on Reggie White. He can no longer help out because that guard has to come out. The guard can no longer help out. He has to come out and get that backside blitzer.
Ryan Spielman will exercise his right leg. Spielman, up until a week and a half ago, did both the punting and all of the kicking for the Denver goal. Will get the ball away from his own 34. It's going to be a fake. Should be a first down for the Denver Gold. The Gold coming up with a fake. Darrell Hemphill was tackled by Mudcat Grant, but the fake is pulled off by the Denver Gold.
That's the second fake this year that Hemphill's been successful on. The last time he threw a pass to level. Here's a snap going to the fullback, number 25. He was looking to pass. Apparently the receiver was covered. Hemphill takes off running and picks up the first down, a few yards more than that before finally being forced out of bounds.
And it looks like a flag down at the 36-yard line of Memphis, Marv. I see the yellow hanky down on the field.
Let's see what this call is. I have no idea. Grover Clemmer there speaking with the referee.
There's double foul, 55 on the offense, 25 on the defense. Dead ball foul. It'll be first down and 10.
That's Dave Kamansky, the referee.
That was after the play, so it means nothing. It's a first down, and no one's penalized, and we take a little time to announce a penalty, and then you go back and play. Dave Kamansky was talking with the other official, Grover Clemmer, who at one time was the world record holder in the 440-yard dash from the University of California, and I know that because I coached the Cal.
I was just going to mention you had the Golden Bears under your touch for a while.
Yes, several years ago.
And you had a fellow who performed very capably here at Mile High Stadium with the Broncos in your scheme of things out there, a quarterback by the name of Craig Morton.
Yes, Craig was our quarterback, and I probably never spent more time recruiting any one player in my life than I did Craig, but it paid off. He played great there and throughout his career.
You tell me Craig Morton was your long snapper, Cal?
He was the only fellow on our team who could snap or punt, so we lined him up there and covered our eyes on punts.
First and 10 for Denver from the 47-yard line of Memphis. The Gold trailing by 3. White in motion to the bottom of your screen. Now he reverses his field. Johnson the long setback. Galliano the drop. Over the middle with a pass. Almost picked off. Will Coakley backing up, losing his footing as he went up to make the interception, and it goes as the incompletion.
For the past several weeks, Coakley hasn't started. Here, Galliano, I think, is forcing this ball. Drives it deep. Coakley on a very deep drop gets his hands up. They said they were starting him tonight because he was more experienced, could read pass patterns better, and he was quicker on pass defense. And he's certainly showing it tonight.
Now, Pepper Rogers playing the chess game before the ball game tonight, telling us the moves he would make to negate the run and shoot. So far, he's winning. It's not checkmate yet, but he's got the advantage. Again, that's White. Galliano, as Johnson tries to block. And now Galliano is hit and dropped. Calvin Clark coming in to knock quarterback Bobby Galliano to the turf. Galliano gets up quickly, but Clark dropped him for the loss. The ball is marked back into Denver territory at the 47-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 16 now for the Gold. Calvin Clark, the third-year pro from Purdue, getting the quarterback.
Look for him now to go to a four-man line with Corker and Hammond as the linebackers. At least that's what they've been doing in this situation. They don't rush Corker in this situation. No, they haven't gone to the four. Coakley is still in there. They have been in long yardage taking out linemen, several of their linebackers. They didn't do it this time. Again, continuing not to do the same thing.
Here comes the rush. Galliano gets the blocks, throws the ball downfield. The pass is complete. First down for the Denver Gold at the 35-yard line. Steve Hammond and Barney Bussey there, but the reception made by Mark Lewis. The big first down for the Denver Gold.
Galliano getting good protection. He's being blitzed on the backside by number 91, Carlton Rose. Mike Nee, 74, steps out, picks him off, giving Galliano time to make that completion. And I'm impressed by how those receivers pull the ball into their belly. It's all zone. You see the receiver hook up right in there, and Galliano drills it. Enough for the first down. Mark Lewis, was it?
Yes, it was. Mark Lewis. Johnson with the ball. Again, he is stopped. Fumbles the football, rolling loose. It's recovered, however, by White for the Denver Gold.
There's a flag, Fred, and I think it was a face mask, but I'm not sure.
Bill Johnson was met with vigor by the defensive line of the Memphis Showboats, and Johnson is still down. Billy Johnson, who had the big stats coming into the football game, is now down at the 36-yard line. The flag was dropped at that 36. Let's watch Johnson on this one, Marv.
Here's Johnson. It was a delayed counter play. Somebody there grabs his face mask. Somebody else comes in, driving head into the ball to knock it free.
It looked like Carlton Rose grabbed the face mask and Barney Bussey came through to knock the ball out. 9:25 to play in the third quarter. Memphis leads Denver here at Mile High 17-14. Bill Johnson just up from that hit that he sustained before we went to the commercial, and let's watch what happened to cause the injury.
Here we see Johnson steaming up over that left side. Several players meet him all at one time. Number 91 coming in from the left of your screen, Carlton Rose, gets it. Now let's keep an eye on his legs. We're still not sure what the injury is, but that left knee is caught up in a welter of players when another defender comes in, striking a very hard blow. Barney Bussey, ball comes loose.
Well, Johnson got up momentarily, tried to put some weight on the leg, and then had to go back down. They're bringing the stretcher out now, and Bill Johnson will be taken off the field in the stretcher, and we hope that it's something that is not as serious as it looks at the moment. Of course, last year for Mouse Davis, when he was the offensive coordinator for the Houston Gamblers, he lost a fellow by the name of Sam Harrell, who was burning up the USFL, scoring touchdown after touchdown. He broke his leg. And, of course, Johnson's loss here to Mouse and his Denver Gold would really be difficult because, as you see, second only to Herschel Walker in yardage gained by runners in the United States Football League.
Well, you know, this is quite a blow to the Denver team, but it's a great blow to this young man. Here's a lad that struggled, didn't have an illustrious college career, all of a sudden has become the key player, a chance to really become a star in professional football. This is just a devastating injury, if it indeed is a serious one for a player like this who's fighting for his place in the sun and appears to have gotten it. He, to me, is the heart and soul, more so even than quarterback of this Denver offense.
Reminds you of Don Nottingham, remember him?
Yes, he does. You know, I was an assistant with the Washington Redskins when just 1 year after they drafted a back who had been primarily a blocker and a decoy in college. His name was Larry Brown, who came on to be a great running back.
Well, there's Bill Johnson. You can imagine the thoughts going through his mind at the moment. As you mentioned, Marv, there's a young man who was unheralded in college, didn't even play college football at Arkansas State his final season, for reasons he would not like to talk about. Comes to the USFL, gets this opportunity to star, is doing it, and then this happens. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that it's an injury that looks more serious than it actually is.
Sometimes you get those scare injuries. There's pain, but not a lot of damage. We can hope that this is one of those type of situations.
So we have 9:21 to go in this third quarter. The clock running again. You see the score there. The Gold with the football. First and 10 from the 35 of the Showboats. White in motion. Reverses his field. Galliano, short drop, pump. He's going downfield. The pass incomplete. Broken up at the final seconds by Barney Bussey, intended for Mark Lewis. Check that. There was Mossy Cade to break up the play.
Ball was a little bit underthrown. He has a step on Cade. Here we see, coming into your picture at the bottom right, Cade getting his hand in there and knocking it away. Had the ball been thrown longer, he was losing some steam at the end of the throw. It might have been a completion for a score.
Mossy Cade, the rookie from Texas, an All-America there for the Longhorns, #1 pick in the NFL by the San Diego Chargers. His rights acquired by Memphis from Oklahoma. Signed a big contract and is the starter as a rookie for the Memphis Showboats. Second and 10. Pressure for Galliano. He dumps it off incomplete. He was just trying to get away from the oncoming charge of the, looked like the entire defensive line and linebacking core of the Memphis Showboats. John Corker, the leader.
Here, let's take a look at Doug Gerhardt here. The outside backer is coming, Carlton Rose. Gerhardt trying to block him, but Steve Hammond is also on the rush. Galliano has nowhere to go, and he just unloads it in the general direction of where Gerhardt was standing so as not to take the sack loss.
Well, so far we get the word that Bill Johnson has injured his ribs, and he will miss the rest of the game, but that is all we know, and we'll keep you up to date on what the doctors say about Bill Johnson, the running back for the Denver Gold.
Oh, ribs are a lot better news than knee.
That's Harris in motion to the top of your screen. Gerhardt with the fake. Galliano being pressured and dumped down by Brett Williams. Williams quickly to spin Galliano down at the 48-yard line.
They are blitzing. They are blitzing. There's 4 defensive lines. You see Corker, number 53, starting to blitz up the middle. Brett Williams looped to the outside. The Denver lineman got wrapped up in the stunning that was going on, and no one blocked Brett Williams as a result. There was confusion on the Denver line in that situation, which is what Denver was trying to cause with that stunt.
That's Henry Williams deep as Spielman will kick out of the infield. He'll get the ball away from his own 40. Williams standing at the 10. Spielman angling the ball, but it will hit at the 5 and then go through into the end zone. So it'll come out to the 20. The fans enjoying themselves on this cold night. Their team trailing, however, by 3, 17-14 here in the mile-high city of Denver. First and 10 for the Memphis Showboats at the Showboats 20-yard line. Mike Kelly, who has had his first start and done very well for Pepper Rogers' crew, lost the pass downfield. intended for Crawford, and I don't think he expected that ball because Crawford was running. The ball just zoomed over his head, incomplete. Miller defending.
Well, what happened on it? Miller gave him a big cushion. Crawford was trying to put on moves, and then Miller wasn't fighting, and so Kelly didn't have much more time. He unloaded and threw it far beyond everybody. Crawford did not beat Miller. Miller wasn't fooled by his move.
Second and 10. 8:16 to go, third quarter. An extended third quarter, it seems, is with the injury and the passing situations. We've had a long quarter number 3. That's Spencer in motion. Hand off to Harry Sidney. Sidney to the 25-yard line. Walls in on the tackle. Craig Walls, the linebacker from the right side for the Denver Gold there to stop Harry Sidney.
Memphis continuing to do a lot of throwing on 1st and 10 and running on 2nd and long, and that's fine when you're fooling people with it. They're beginning to do it as a pattern almost right now.
3rd and 5 for the team coached by that man, Pepper Rogers. You see Walter Lewis, the quarterback, on the bench tonight, imparting some knowledge to his fellow quarterback, Mike Kelly. Clock rolling down. Kelly to go to the air if he has a receiver. He throws the ball, hit immediately on the reception. Gary Shirk shy of the first down. Hemphill just nailed Shirk, preventing the first down.
That was a fine play by Hemphill. They delayed Shirk off the line, tried to get Hemphill to drop deep, but Hemphill was in man-to-man coverage on it, converged, but he shook himself up a little bit on the play.
Well, Hemphill, 195 going against the 230 Shirk. And it'll be a 4th down.
He was really trying to find Porter over on the left side. Hits Shirk as an outlet receiver. We see Hemphill coming in very hard from the right of the screen to drop him shy of that first down. And that is a big defensive play.
Well, Bob Grupp will be in to kick on the 4th and short yardage from the Memphis 30. David Martin and Nate Harris deep. Martin is 13. Harris, number 42. Grupp, who has seen his way around the pro football wars in the NFL and the USFL. There he is, David Martin, the number 1 punt returner since the inception of the United States Football League.
That would be something to lead a league 3 years in a row in punt returns, particularly for a young man who's been a starting defensive back.
And we're having a lot of time taken between plays here. Was a timeout called, Marv? I don't know whether it was.
I don't believe so. I did not see a timeout call. The scoreboard shows all 3 timeouts remain for both teams.
Now we're getting ready for action again.
I guess it was the injury to Hemphill, but he was off the field.
Well, now we have another whistle stopping the play. I think the scoreboard clock is confused, and the official trying to get everything rectified. Now we have 6:54 remaining, with that winding down at this point. Fourth and short from their own 30 for Memphis, and Grupp will kick it. Martin takes it, trying to get outside, but Martin will not get very much beyond the 36-yard line. We have 6:32 to play in the third quarter. Memphis 17, the Gold of Denver 14. And the Denver Gold will have the football when we return. Harris in motion. Galliano is going to be wrapped up. Galliano having problems with the Memphis Showboat defensive line tonight.
Here we see Todd Gerhardt again, having to pick up the blitz, coming from the outside by John Corker, but there's pressure inside as well, and Memphis has really been pouring it on. Gerhardt's done a good enough job blocking that linebacker, but they're bringing a lot of other backside linebackers as well.
Reggie White, the man to get Galliano that time. The Minister of Defense in Memphis. Under 6 minutes now to go in the third quarter. White in motion to the bottom of your screen. 2nd and long. Again, pressure. Galliano trying to curl his way out. He does. Galliano running far across the field and out of bounds at the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. John Corker there for the Memphis Showboats. And this is really, we've done a lot of Memphis Showboats football games this season, Marv, and this is really the best that the Showboats defense have played in my estimation.
By far, they're hustling. And again, I think the injection of experience, Coakley, Bessalou, Banasak, has helped them. They have devised an excellent game plan, playing almost all zone defense, even when they're blitzing. Because they're blitzing on keys and the other people are playing zone.
3rd and long from the 33 of Denver for the goal. Deep drop by Galliano that time. Pass over the middle. Complete for the first down. With the reception, Troy Johnson, the rookie from Southern, picks up the big first down for the Denver goal. Leonard Coleman beaten.
Just as I said that, they were in man-to-man defense. Leonard Coleman man-to-man on Troy Johnson. Get man-to-man, you open up a lot of areas. Gets that step inside, and when Galliano gets the time, or any other quarterback gets the time, he becomes dangerous.
Troy Johnson, 6'1", 175 pounds. He's got some great speed. There's Johnson. He was a track standout at Southern.
They timed him in 4.3 here in the Denver camp.
In motion to the top of your screen is Automan Harris. Galliano going to keep it himself. Galliano into Memphis territory and out of bounds at the 48-yard line of the Memphis Showboats.
Gerhardt did not try to block the outside linebacker on that play. He just flared to the outside. The outside linebacker went out with him, Carlton Rose, and so Galliano just turned up and ran. Here we see now he's not blocking Rose, but Rose is with him. Rose runs out with him. Galliano ducks up inside. There's no pressure on the passer and no pressure on Galliano until someone can come from the inside to finally tackle him.
4:39 to go in this third quarter. It's a 17-14 Memphis lead. Memphis on the defense. The Denver goal have it at the 48-yard line of the Showboats. 2nd and 7. Coming from the backside was Rose. The pass complete. Nice reception going high. Lonnie Turner to pull it down at the 31-yard line. First down for the Denver goal. Bessalou defending.
Get a look at the secondary here. Galliano sprinting that side. We see the outside receiver, Lonnie Turner, slanting into the zone. Coleman better get on him. He just sort of trots over. He's never been touched. He finally gets help, I believe, from Bessalou, who comes down to touch the man on the ground. I like his signal system.
You like it?
He yells the play out. Most guys use elaborate semaphore signals. He yells sprint left.
First and 10 for Denver at the 31-yard line of Memphis. Galliano sidelining the ball downfield, incomplete. Leonard Coleman was down there. The pass was intended for the speedy Troy Johnson. That time Galliano from the side whipped it downfield, incomplete.
Here's the tail end of the play. 2 receivers going up for the ball, and the fight's on and broken up.
Bob Galliano watching the ball sail downfield. And missed it.
He looked like a bowler that didn't pick up the split that he wanted to get.
Yeah, it looked like Pete Weber on the lanes there. Still in the third quarter. 3:44 to go in this quarter here at Mile High Stadium. That's White in motion to the bottom of your screen. Galliano trying to escape the pressure. Can he do it? No! The sack man, John Corker there, also coming down. Steve Hammond to make the big sack on Galliano all the way back in Denver territory at the 47-yard line.
Here we get another look at it again. Carlton Rose, 91 from the outside, driving hard. Garrett has to block him, so Galliano gets outside, but Steve Hammond, the inside linebacker, looped around to make the stop, as did John Corker coming from the backside. They got to be man-to-man when they're doing that. There's 3 linebackers that appeared in the picture.
You see that? 4 sacks tonight for the Showboats. And, of course, the John Corker looks like the John Corker of old, the way he's playing tonight.
Memphis last week in losing got no sacks, no interceptions, no fumbles.
Here it is, 3rd. And to Cheyenne, Wyoming for the first down. Galliano rifling downfield. The pass is incomplete. A battle down there, and the veteran Don Besselou won the battle as he was fighting with Leonard Harris for the football. Let's watch Besselou and Harris go at it.
Again, it's just receiver and defender fighting for it together, but if you're that close together and the ball's been delivered under a lot of pressure, it usually won't be completed.
You figure right now Pepper Rogers is thanking his lucky stars that Don Besselou was available from Jacksonville.
Besselou has done a lot tonight. He's helped that steer that secondary, particularly considering he probably didn't have a chance to practice more than once with the team. They have very simple coverages, however, tonight.
Spielman again to punt out of the skin of the infield. Back deep is Williams at the 10. This time a spiral rocketed downfield. The ball will take a Memphis bounce at about the 14-yard line, and it'll be dead at the 14. Covering Ernie Carswell for the Denver Gold. So the Memphis Showboats will have the football. They have the lead by 3, 17-14. We have about 2:51 to play in this third quarter. John Corker being embraced down there, as Corker being a key man in the defense for the Memphis Showboats. That was John Banaszak coming over to give the hug to the sack man.
They have an excellent scheme, an excellent plan tonight defensively, but the plan isn't going to win anything. A plan never wins it unless your players go out and play it vigorously and with lots of enthusiasm, and the Memphis Showboat players are doing that on defense.
1st and 10 for the Boats from their own 14-yard line. Straight up with a football goes Harry Sidney. Sidney over to the 18-yard line of the Boats.
No, we haven't seen much of Tim Spencer tonight. He started the ball game, played a little bit, but we've seen very little of him since. Ricky Porter, Anthony Parker, and Harry Sidney doing the ball carrying. And this playing of Mike Kelly is forcing them to have running backs emerge. Walter Lewis isn't going to be their runner anymore.
Yep, the number 1 runner until tonight, the first-string quarterback. Benched in favor of Mike Kelly, who's done a good job for the Showboats. On the draw, shy of the first down by 5 yards. Carrying the football that time for the Memphis Showboats, Ricky Porter. There's Tim Spencer in the backfield. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 now for Memphis. You hear the fans trying to get that ball. And now let's go Gold. Tim Spencer with the football, shy of the first down. Grabbed around the ankles by Mike McKibben, and McKibben would not let go, and Spencer's upset that he couldn't get over the 30-yard line. That's where he had to go for the first down. So Tim Spencer leaves the field. The kicking team, punting team coming on for the Memphis Showboats. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Bob Grupp will boot it away. Again, we'll have number 13, David Martin, and number 42, Nate Harris, and John Nevins, the fine middle linebacker for the Denver Gold, flat on his back at the 24-yard line. Earlier in the ball game, Bill Johnson went down for the Gold. Now, Johnson, of course, a key to that offense. Now, Nevins, very active middle linebacker on his back for the Gold.
He's the key. I was about to say, Fred, there's the key to their defense, I think. Their top defensive player, even though they have those great pass rushers.
Looks like they have his right leg, and Nevins having a problem with his right calf muscle, possibly.
Possibly. He doesn't look serious. It looks like they're talking it over. He's ready to get up now, I think. It could be a cramp, even. He certainly, yes, he's all right. He had a cramp or something very minor. Maybe it was that bullet in his calf that was bothering him.
Oh, gee. On a cold night, it's got to get...
11-5. Grupp back deep for number 13.
You see, Grupp has not exactly been drawing rain with his punts tonight, and Martin, who has normally averaged better than 13 yards of return, with minus yardage tonight.
Well, a fellow like Martin says, kick that ball longer, because he can keep that coverage away from me.
Grupp gets it. A line drive. It will turn over. Fair catch called for and made by Nate Harris at the 34-yard line. So the Gold will have it 1st and 10 from their own. We'll call it 34. We have just seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter, 34 seconds to be exact. And the Denver Gold and Bob Galliano will be on the field. The 3rd quarter dominated by the Memphis Showboats defense, actually.
Well, it was, except one thing I will say for Denver, twice now on 3rd down and 4, they've stopped them and forced the punt. Mike McKibben coming in with a big play, a player that defense coordinator Joe Herring is very high on.
20 seconds, 19 to go in the 3rd quarter. Harris reverses his field. Galliano with little pressure this time, lost it downfield, incomplete. Diving for the football was John Corker, and that would have been the whipped cream on top of the ice cream sundae for John Corker to pick off a pass tonight.
We've seen Memphis many times this season, and this certainly is Corker's outstanding performance so far.
11 seconds to go, quarter number 3 at Mile High Stadium. Memphis leading by 3, 17-14. The Gold have the football 2nd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. On the 2nd down, Galliano with that run-and-shoot offense. Short drop. Now he's got to retreat. Some pressure coming. Galliano lost it downfield. Complete. White with the reception. And White with the 1st down at the 45-yard line of the Memphis Showboats. And that should be the end of the 3rd quarter. That's it. End of quarter number 3 here at Mile High Stadium. Memphis leading Denver by 3. Marv, the stats tell you that both the Gold and the Memphis Showboats will score a ton in the 3rd quarter. We had goose eggs on the board for both.
They both outscored their opponents tremendously during the season. 3rd quarter stats there, Denver controlling the ball, and the yardage almost identical.
1st and 10 for the Gold from the 45 of the Showboats as the final quarter is underway. Galliano, quick pass, incomplete. Leonard Harris couldn't hang on as he picked it off the grass tops.
Trying to hit that flat real quick with all that pressure coming from the inside back, from the outside backer, and then the inside backer looping outside to contain Galliano. Leaves the flat open, as you can see, but Leonard couldn't quite hang on to that ball. They were just relying on Bussy and Cade to close fast if he did catch it and hold it to a small gain.
And that was number 54, Steve Hammond, sliding over there to cover on that football just in case it was ruled a completion and a fumble. Leonard Harris, who had 3 touchdown receptions against the Express in that 51-0 rout last week. Galliano fires. Lewis with the reception. Lewis gets away. Finally tackled at the 30-yard line.
You know, Mouse says we're going to take what they give us if we can figure it out. He's confident he can figure it out. With that quick, they're starting to throw everything quick. Pitches to the wide receivers, quick slant into the flat, because all that pressure's coming, and they know now they have to be one-on-one. Hit those quick ones. You won't gain much, but if someone misses a tackle, you'll gain a whole lot.
And Mark Lewis picks up the 1st down. Lewis in college was a wide receiver, a running back, and a quarterback. His dad, Leo, played up in the CFL with Winnipeg, and his brother, Leo Jr., plays with the Minnesota Vikings.
Covers a lot of positions.
Oh, yes. But that's the kind of athlete who works well in the run and shoot.
Absolutely.
On the 1st down, Galliano to toss. Will they rule it a completion? No, incomplete. Mossy Cade was defending, but out of bounds. After trying to come up with a football, Mark Lewis.
Well, the Showboats have not changed their approach. They keep coming with those linebackers now, playing much more man-to-man than they did during the 1st half. bringing more than just the one outside linebacker. They seem to have forgotten, every time I said this tonight, somebody does it. They seem to have forgotten their running game. Gerhardt in there, and I do believe they're going to have that running game go if they're going to be able to function effectively.
The update on Bill Johnson, the fine running back for Denver, taken to the hospital, x-rays of his ribs. Still no word on whether there's a break. We have our fingers crossed that it's nothing serious. On the 2nd and 10 from the 31, Corker's coming. Galliano unloads, incomplete. Galliano is sprinting for dear life as he could hear Mr. Corker hot on his tail.
Well, we'll get a look at this man. Galliano sprinting away from him. Corker coming hard from the backside. Also the inside linebacker coming. Reggie White coming. Looked like a jailbreak there, the way those guys were pouring in. But I was surprised because the receivers were all running deep routes again. Bob Galliano had no one to throw to. He just unloaded.
And John Corker went in untouched.
From the backside, yes, all the inside blockers were occupied. If you're willing to bring that many rushers, you'll get one unblocked, but you don't have many people left to cover.
3rd and 10, and they've come up with a big 3rd down play this evening, have the goal. White in motion, top of your screen. Galliano looking, throws the ball complete to Harris, shy of the 1st down by at least 5.
This is what Denver is going to have to do against the tactics Memphis is using now. They are going to have to throw short.
Well,
however, it's 4th down. Here we get the look. They hit both inside backers blitz. They hit the man quickly in the flat. They're willing to give him shy of the 1st down, but it looks like Denver's going to go for it again. No, they're not there.
No,
Asmus is in the game.
Asmus from the University of Hawaii, a former Rainbow Warrior, still attending school in Hawaii, and immediately following tonight's game will go back to Honolulu, pick up his belongings, and move here to Denver.
I think the weather's sending him down.
So, Asmus, who has kicked 157 yards in his USFL career, will try one here from about 44 yards out. He'll kick out of the hole of Galliano. The snap is back. We'll watch it. Will it go? Tie ball game. .17 deadlock. 13:41 to play in the 4th quarter here.
Perfect snap. Galliano gets it down well, spins the laces away, and that ball was dying. Asmus is trying to nurse it. Get in there, get in there.
There it is. He got it. They're in the 4th quarter just underway. Tie football game. 17 all here in Denver.
Henry Williams.
Ryan Spielman,
Back number 26, Ricky Porter.
who does the kicking off and punting, but not the field goal kicking for the goal, boots the football. A high one. Williams on the gallop, takes it on the run at the 11, cuts back to the 20. Williams to the 25, and now he is down at the 27-yard line. Terry Irvin hitting Henry Williams for the Denver goal. So 1st and 10 for Mike Kelly and the Memphis Showboats, and we have a deadlock football game, 17 all, 13:31 to play in the contest here at Mile High Stadium.
Well, Kelly's cooled off quite a bit here in the 3rd quarter, but it's a whole game that counts, and what he does in the 4th quarter is going to help very much determining the outcome of this game.
See a very sparse crowd on hand tonight. Cold weather, snow, and probably the fact that the Nuggets play tonight, keeping a lot of people away. Kelly fires the ball incomplete, intended for Mosier, underthrown. Darrell Hemphill and David Barton defending against Mosier. Looked hurried that time.
He looked hurried. The corner dropped off to cover. Gary Shirk was breaking to the flat. Really was, I thought, the open receiver on it. He made his decision. If he completed it, it would have been the right thing. If you don't complete it, it's not the right thing.
Second and 10 for Memphis. The ball resting at the Showboat 27. Long count by Kelly. Over the middle, the pass complete. The reception made by Greg Mosier for the first down, exactly at midfield. David Martin falling on top of Mosier there. Mosier gets up with a bang, and I think Kelly is also limping as he got up.
Well, he took quite a lick. You'll see here, Bruce Thornton coming in from the left of your screen, number 60 in the black. Kelly steps into the throw just as Thornton catches him in the ribs, but he follows through a very gutsy throw. Catch by Mosier, and the defender rolls over on him. Kelly's hurting, but he's hopping back into the huddle and ready to go.
Well, we'll see if Walter Lewis will be warming up here momentarily, because, as you said, Kelly was hopping around there. Greg Mosier being worked on along the sideline, came up and holding his elbow when he made the reception at the 49. A handoff. Scrambling forward with a football, Ricky Porter. Mike McKibben the tackle. Porter gained about 6 to the 45 of Denver.
David Huffman, number 56 in white, turning Bruce Thornton to the outside. He doesn't really blow him off the ball. He jumps for inside position, feeling that Thornton likes to be an upfield rusher on passes. As a result, turns him to the outside, and Ricky Porter runs up inside him. Porter getting quite a bit of work tonight and running very well.
There's Lewis, you saw, bouncing around trying to keep warm and stay ready just in case. Nowhere with a football, Anthony Parker. Maybe Parker picked up a yard. Pat Ogren, the right defensive tackle, the 5-year pro from Wyoming, hitting Anthony Parker. While at Wyoming.
Holding. Offense, number 73. Second down still.
It was Russ Bollinger holding for the Memphis Showboats. Bollinger, an 8-year pro from Cal State Long Beach, recently signed by the Memphis Showboats.
Recently signed by them. He's played several years with the Los Angeles Rams and has played out their options. He's in there now relieving Luis Sharp, who probably isn't yet in full-blown playing condition, I should say, and so they rest him some.
Second and 14 from the 45, their own for Memphis. Tie football game, 17 all. Kelly to go to the air. Pressure. Kelly throws. Complete. Parker with the football. First down. Parker to the 30-yard line. Anthony Parker caught the pass right over the middle and scooted down to the 30 for the first down.
Kelly's staying in there very well against some heat. He stays in the pocket, steps up, hits Parker. He's being covered one-on-one by Craig Walls, 55. You saw at the left of your screen. Walls sort of stumbled and fell. It was man-to-man coverage. Not a lot of help in the immediate vicinity, so Parker was able to bite off a big chunk of yards, and now Kelly is rallying them back down the field right following the Denver's tying field goal.
Mosier split out of your screen. Top is Derek Crawford. Action in the line. The handoff, very little gain. We may have a offside call going against the Denver Gold as the flag is thrown. Looked like some action on the right side of the defensive line for the Gold.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty and first down.
Several of the players jumped. There must have been a sharp command by Kelly. His voice drew them. Probably he changed his voice inflection from previous times.
Well, 13 penalties tonight, reminiscent of the first year in the USFL when the officials loved to throw those flags all over the place.
Well, there's no choice on that one, of course. That there was an obvious offside. The fewer penalties there are in a game, the better the game is. And sometimes the officials can't control how many they are. But
going nowhere, Ricky Porter tried to bounce outside, but Neil Hope, the middle linebacker, made the stop. Hope, the rookie from Southern Cal.
Hope has had to step in there a bit to relieve John Nevins, but I see leaving the game now. Nevins was shaken up a little bit before. Hope was a leading tackler in college at the University of Southern California.
Last year made 144 tackles for the Rose Bowl champions. Second and 6 for Memphis from the 26 of Denver. Kelly with pressure is hit as he throws the ball incomplete. It was thrown up for grabs. Steve Trimble almost getting it, but the pressure was great from that Denver Gold defensive line, and he was hit. Kelly was as he threw the football. Let's see who did the hitting.
It's a safety blitz. Number 25, Darrell Hemphill, the strong safety, comes from the outside. You can't block a safety blitz. Boy, he sticks his helmet right into his ribs again. And when you get a safety blitz, the quarterback has to read it, the wide receivers have to read it, and they have to break their routes off short. The routes were not broken off short there. You don't have that much time to throw deep.
9:15 to play in regulation. Tie ball game, 17 all. Kelly with some time over the middle. Crawford with the pass, reception, and a first down. At the 11-yard line, Derek Crawford just angled over the middle. The pass was right on the money, and a first down for the Memphis Showboats.
He sprinted this way and brought the entire defense with him and left Crawford one-on-one against Nate Miller on that backside, and Kelly drilled it to him. A very quick, nimble release on the play. Crawford plucked the ball. Miller, fortunately for him, just caught him by the heels. They haven't gone to Crawford a great deal tonight, but he really is a tough matchup for Nate Miller.
Ball is on the 12-yard line of Denver. First and 10. Kelly wants a timeout. So Mike Kelly will come over to talk to Pepper Rogers. And we have 8:31 to play in regulation time. Tied here in Denver, 17-17. Just one of the many beautiful sights in Denver. Of course, I'm talking about the mountains and the snow-capped mountains and everything like that, Marv Levy.
I was looking at the mountains.
Well, you can guess what that is on top of the scoreboard. That's the Denver Bronco. Of course, they play their thing here in the fall. Right now, here in what is sometimes called the spring, despite the 30-degree temperatures, we have a good football game. 17-17 tie, and Mike Kelly was a little bit perturbed when he came to the sideline calling that timeout, Mark.
Well, it was a costly timeout, and not really Kelly's fault. There were only 9 seconds left in the 30-second clock, and it had taken a long time to signal the play in. Remember, Crawford left the field slowly, and rather than lose 5 yards, he had to expend what might be a very valuable timeout.
First and 10 for Kelly and company at the 12-yard line. Kelly with time to the end zone, short. Mosier a bit upset in the end zone. Looked like David Martin may have done a little pushing, and Mosier was storming as he came back from the end zone.
Well, Rao and Mosier crossed deep on the goal line, trying to pick off or confuse man-to-man coverage that was being applied to them, and Mosier collided with one of their players and was trying to claim there was pass interference.
Well, warming up on the sideline, Alan Duncan, who has booted a field goal this evening. Second and 10 for Kelly. Sprinting and into the end zone. Touchdown for Harry Sidney, and that's a sweet 6 points for the former Denver Gold.
That's the second time tonight in passing situations. 7 and 10, about the same spot on the field. They've run that draw play successfully for a score. Here we get a look at it from the end zone. A draw all the way. Both tackles pinching. There should be a linebacker filling someplace if they're both pinching inside. But the linebacker apparently dropped in the pass coverage. Another angle on it, just brings it back to Sidney. Breaks it outside of his own left guard and drags Mike McKibben into the end zone with him. A great effort by Harry Sidney to get in. It has to be a sweet score for him here in Denver.
Alan Duncan boots it through. It's a 24-17 lead now for the Memphis Showboats over the Denver Gold. 8:21 to play in regulation time. Memphis ahead of Denver by 7. 8:21 to play in regulation. Memphis out in front by 7, 24-17. Duncan to kick off. A floater that will go out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and we'll have the kickoff again, possibly. Yes, we will. There's come back. We go from the 35 to the 30-yard line. And there's the drive, capped by Harry Sidney's sweet touchdown. And we say sweet because Harry Sidney, of course, was the #1 rusher with the Denver Gold last season, the #1 pass receiver. Left here under less than friendly circumstances, wanted a big money contract. The Gold really didn't see fit to pay it. In fact, he, I guess, walked out of a preseason camp here. Then he was shuffled off to Memphis. And this past week, made some statements saying that the reason for the drop-off in attendance here at Mile High Stadium during Gold football is the fact that Harry Sidney is no longer with the Denver Gold. Wow. And Harry also said that if he was running in the run-and-shoot offense at the running back position, the numbers run up by Bill Johnson, which have been very impressive until this evening, would be the same. In fact, he might even do better than Johnson in the run-and-shoot.
Well, it's all academic, I guess.
Yes. Kickoff coming again. Coming over to take it is Johnson at the 9, to the 15, to the 20, and Johnson is down at the 23-yard line. Doran Major hitting him down for the Memphis Showboats, and 8:07 remain in this football game here in the fourth quarter at Mile High. And the Denver Gold will have the football.
Doran Major did a fine job of covering on that play. He really swooped in from the outside and accelerated more and more as he got close to the return man. Brought him down. Got to consider that a very successful kickoff.
The run and shoot on the field, directed by Galliano. Harris reverses his field. Galliano pumps, eludes John Corker, but he will not be stopped now as he is snowed under. Coming there initially, we had John Banaszak, the 9-year pro from Eastern Michigan, but Corker really came in hard on the rush.
Both outside linebackers coming. You see Gerhardt, 37, going to the left of your screen. Handled Corker on this play. Corker comes over the top. So does Carlton Rose, 91 from the other side, but it's too late. Galliano no longer can look for receivers. To Corker's credit, he's back up trying to get into the play again. He's getting revved up as he has success, which is a normal reaction in almost any endeavor.
Loss of 5. The ball resting now at the 18 of Denver. They have it 2nd and 15. Harris coming to the bottom of the screen in motion. Galliano rolling that way. It's going to be hit and dropped again. Hot on it, pursuit, Carlton Rose. The outside linebacker, Rose, just had broad way to the quarterback, took advantage of the open lane, and just tackled Galliano for another loss.
They brought only the backside backer that time. By backside, I mean the man away from the direction Bob Galliano was sprinting to. Carlton Rose, all over him, coming very hard and fast on the backside. They had a fake with their inside backers on the play to tie up the guards, so they couldn't bring a guard out to pick him up.
3rd and long yardage again for the Denver Gold, but this evening they have taken advantage of lapses in the defense of Memphis on 3rd and long yardage situations. That's White, the man in motion, coming back to the bottom of your screen after the turn. Corker coming. Corker will not get the quarterback. However, he's going to be chased around, and he's a safety. Galliano is hit by Reggie White in the end zone, and the safety. Mouse Davis, a bit unhappy with that turn of events. Galliano's slow in getting up, I think, just because of the disappointment and not because of any physical hurt.
Well, okay, here we see John Corker, 53, blitzing backside. John Yarno, 66, comes out, picks him up. But there are a lot of other folks coming. I believe that is Reggie White,
yes,
92, who grabs him first. We see Corker in the backfield. Steve Hammond, who was on the blitz also.
And it's a 26-17 Memphis lead. 8 sacks tonight recorded by the Memphis Showboats.
Team that hasn't been sacking you a great deal.
Now, we told you they had a number of them, and you see they set the record for the Showboats. 2nd year of the franchise down there in Memphis. 6:39 to play in the football game. Following the safety, we'll have Brian Spielman punting the football for the Denver Gold, and of course, a double duty hit for the Denver Gold, because not only do they have the 2 points go against them, but they have to kick off, and the Memphis Showboats will have the football in pretty good field position.
They're really trying to get things unraveled over there, Mouse and Bob Galliano, trying to figure out what's happening to them.
Spielman to Williams at the 21. Williams over the 30. Williams loses his footing in the dirt, or else he could have really gone tackled at the 43-yard line by Neil Hope. But had Williams not hit that dirt, he could have been downtown.
Yes, he could. He can go a long way. Now, they have the ball at the 45. People often think of a safety as a 2-point play. I used to, in coaching, say that's a 9-point play potentially, or maybe a 5-point play, because when you get the ball again, you're in darn good position to take it in for another score.
What do you expect Memphis to do now? Try to just eat that 6 minutes and 23 seconds up, or just continue with their short passing game the way they've been doing it most
I
of the
think
year?
they'll use the same plan they have. I think they will mix in short passes with running. I think they will not say we won't pass anymore, even with a 9-point lead.
Mike Kelly hands it off. Spencer, very little yardage. Mike Talaferro there. Also on the hit, Mike McKibben for Denver's Gold.
I think you'll see a great deal of forcing they have anyway all night, but even more so almost every down by Denver from now on. So they can try to work short passes, hitch passes.
Out of the ball game, Spencer, Ricky Porter in at running back for the Memphis Showboats with the play. We're down to 15 seconds on the 30-second clock, so Kelly has to hustle them out. Down to 9, 8, 7, and Kelly again has to call the timeout. They're awfully slow getting that play in there, Marv Levy.
Yes, they are, and he's disturbed.
5:27 to go in the football game. 26-17, Memphis in the lead. 26-17, the 9-point advantage for Pepper Rogers and his Memphis Showboats. The Boats flexing the offensive and defensive muscle as they were expected to earlier in the season. And of course, they ran off 3 straight wins. Then they hit the doldrums, came back briefly, and then last week against New Jersey suffered the setback in a fine played football game.
They came close. They played very well.
2nd and 10 for Kelly and company at the 43-yard line of the Boats. The handoff coming outside and going nowhere, Ricky Porter. John Nevins back in the football game. Good to see that. He was shaken up earlier, making the tackle for the Denver Gold.
He made a fine pursuit play on that. Just came wide with the play. He looked to me, he's moving as fast as the running back. There was no one available to block him. He sure wrapped him up.
5 minutes to play in the contest here at Mile High Stadium. 3rd down and 10 for Memphis. Showboats break the huddle. They have 15 seconds to get the play off. Down to 10. They'll probably stretch it out as long as they can, as they want that clock to run away. Porter in motion. Kelly looks, throws the ball, complete to Porter. Porter with a first down, pushed out of bounds, but not before the first down at the 45-yard line of the Denver Gold. He was pushed out by Steve Trimble, but a yard too late for the Denver Gold.
An excellent call. It was a sprint out pass to get him away from a blitz which was coming backside. And by virtue of the fact that it was man-to-man, the man who was in motion had to be covered by the free safety. It's a long way for the free safety to come into the flat to cover him.
The ball at the 45. There's Galliano and Mouse Davis there. Number 10 is Galliano. Davis, the man with the very worried look on his face.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to coach when you're winning. That's the only time.
Tim Spencer. Spencer bobbing and weaving to the 41-yard line. Steve Trimble, the stop for the Gold.
It really hurts Denver to be able to stop them so well as they did on 1st down and 2nd down this late in the game, and then get hit with a pass, which means they're going to be able to run another couple of minutes off the clock. Now the clock, excuse me, Fred, but now the clock, I think they'll begin to play it. I don't think they'll get too risky here with the use of the forward pass, 9-point lead and less than 4 minutes to play.
Well, Kelly crouches down behind his center with 7 seconds left on the 30-second clock. Gives it off to Spencer, who's protecting the football and breaks outside. Spencer with a first down inside the 35 to the 34, and the Gold did not want that to happen.
It's the counter play. Tim Spencer carrying and breaking a tackle along the way. Well, it's not a counter, it's a straight lead play right up over their right side. Here you see a fine block being put on to number 77, Reggie Singletary. 61, Ken Smith blocking here, doing a good job on Nevins. Grabbed his shirt a little bit, but no one could see that one. And Spencer's able to pick up the first down, and they could run the clock down to 2 minutes now if Denver doesn't use any of their timeouts before this series is over.
3:15 to play in the football game. Kelly gives it off to Harry Sidney. Sidney with a 9-yard gain to the 26-yard line. Nate Miller, the right cornerback, stopping Sidney, but Sidney ate up a big chunk of that natural turf. Second down, and let's call it a long one. We'll call it one for you.
One of the real criterion for winning football teams are being able to run the ball when you have to. And when you have to is late in the game when you're protecting a modest lead and want to eat that clock and frustrate the daylights out of your opponent and make them use their timeout.
Harry Sidney with the first down to the 21-yard line for Sidney with 2:27 and the clock rolling down at the 24.
Here's Harry Sidney hitting right up over the left side. A big hole there behind Louis Sharp, turning his man out on that side. Some good blocking in there by Larry Rubens at center, and Tyrone McGriff, number 68, the left guard. Well, would pave the way.
2:17 to play in the football game. The Denver Gold take the timeout here. Well, the next stoppage of play will be at the 2-minute mark. Kelly handing off inside the 20-yard line. Maybe I said the stoppage of play would be at the 2-minute mark. Maybe it'll come before that if the Gold call another timeout with 2:10 to go in the football game. Denver again with a timeout. And Ricky Porter, who carried that football, hands on hips, went to that school that everybody loves to cheer for. Even though 90% of the people don't know where Slippery Rock is, whenever they give that Slippery Rock score, everybody loves it. The Stallions. And that game will be on ESPN next Friday night. Then you got the Gamblers, and that is a tough schedule facing the Memphis Showboats.
Well, nobody has it easy. There are no easy teams.
They're the Denver Gold. Well, they've got the Gunslingers, the Outlaws, then the New Jersey Generals, the Invaders, and possibly Los Angeles, depending on what happens Monday at the USFL meeting in Teaneck, New Jersey. We mentioned earlier, talked to Doug Spedding about it. Don Klosterman, the general manager, the man who's running that LA situation, said earlier today that possibly that franchise could be disbanded at that meeting.
Well, it was a speculative remark. I guess we'll see what happens on Monday.
2:10 to play. Kelly getting his back straightened out in the backfield. Shifting over is Ricky Porter. Porter gets the football. No, he doesn't. Good fake by Kelly. Kelly to the 15. Cuts back to the 10. Kelly. Does he get in? Touchdown. Memphis.
He put some move on David Martin out there. Now here's a fellow he didn't run once tonight. Well, he ran once in the first quarter, picked up a first down on a rollout, but this was a big one.
Let's watch the nimble feet of Mike Kelly.
He fakes the ball to Porter, faking to the left, and Kelly comes out. I believe it's a run all the way. Look at the move he puts on David Martin, who falls down and cuts back against the green. Number 53, Mike McKibben, led up for a while. By the time he reacts, it's too late. He's in the end zone.
32-17. The underdog Memphis Showboats may have found the form that they've been looking for.
Well, they certainly have played well tonight, including their defense.
And even Alan Duncan comes through, despite the fact they had a little bit of a problem on the snapback. 2 minutes to go in the football game. Memphis 33, Denver 17. Marv Levy, before the ball game, all the discussion. Why could Pepper Rogers, how could he benched the #1 rated quarterback in the USFL.
And
He's done it successfully.
And I even alluded to it too. Let's give Pepper his just due. The move has paid off handsomely. Mike Kelly has played superbly here tonight. Now, he got a great performance from his defense. Walter Lewis thinks so too, as you can see. Waller is just thrilled with the victory, to his credit. He got a great performance from his defense. It was a great game plan, but the players had to play well. Pepper conceived well. He made some good decisions, but these players played well. And as Casey Stengel once told the New York Yankees, I couldn't have done it without you. Pepper couldn't have done it without the players, too.
Well, you talk about that game plan. You were very interested this morning when Pepper was talking about how he was going to shut down the run and shoot, and you said that's the way you do it.
Well, I felt his plan was superior.
Now the ball bouncing around, picked up by the Denver Gold, and Ernie Carswell trying to gain the yardage, but he's run out of bounds far across the field. So the Gold will have the football with 1:54 to play in the contest, and Bob Galliano will be the quarterback. Now you wonder how much talking will be here in Denver whether Galliano should be replaced by Vince Evans, the man he replaced last week against Los Angeles.
Well, that'll happen. Bob sacked 8 times, didn't have a nearly successful night. Sometimes when you win a game 51-0, you think you're a lot better than you are. Not Bob, I'm talking about
the whole team. You get cocky.
That's right. You're not really that good.
1:54 to play in the football game. Galliano trying to get that ball downfield rather quickly. Here comes Corker. Pass complete to White. White stutter stepping, but he will not be let loose. Will Coakley grabbed White around the waist and would not let him go, but a gain on the play of about 6. At the 39-yard line, the ball will be marked. 1:39 to play in the football game. You see that 43 yards rushing.
That's big. Bill Johnson's departure contributed, but they were stopping him pretty well anyway.
Galliano, quick throw again to White with a blocker in front. White with the first down at the 46-yard line. Clock stopped as the chains move, of course. 1:22 to play in the football game at Mile High. Don Besselou, the veteran, making the stop for Memphis. That clock rolling down. Denver with the football, 1st and 10 from the 46. Galliano airs it out. The pass intercepted by Don Besselou. Besselou with his first interception as a member of the Memphis Showboats. And Besselou, that trade that was made Wednesday, pays dividends in less than 3 days.
Well, Besselou's quite an addition. Experience at free safety. He led his club last year with 7 interceptions, had 4 earlier this year at Jacksonville. That's his 5th.
Now, Marv, coming up shortly, we'll have the coach's keys, your keys to victory, and we'll see whether you nailed everything right on the nose as to what would be necessary for a victory by the Memphis Showboats over the Denver Gold and vice versa. Mike Kelly on cloud 9 as he sprints into that huddle. He's got himself a victory under his belt.
All they have to do really is that old kneel down play from here. Denver will call 1 timeout, and then they can kneel down twice more, and the game will be over.
Now Mouse Davis and the Denver Gold will fall for the first time this season here at Mile High Stadium. Their record will drop to 6-4. The handoff. The clock will be rolling as Anthony Parker has the football. Now let's watch the coach's keys to victory and see if you got everything.
Well, stop Bill Johnson. They sure did. Don't give up the big play. No real big ones. Protect the passer very well. They stopped. Did Denver stop the Boats on 1st down? Not really. Did they pressure the quarterback? Not nearly well enough. Did they read the defenses early? And that's always the key. They did not solve the Memphis defenses at all.
Approaching the line of scrimmage, the Gold, the Memphis Showboats with a half minute to play in the ball game. And Kelly will just kneel down, and that should be it. And the shaking of the hands, the congratulations. As the football game here at Mile High Stadium will come to an end, even though we have 13 seconds and winding down left on the clock. Both teams know the fate. The final score will be Memphis 33, Denver 17. As I mentioned, Pepper Rogers getting what he wanted out of his team. Memphis wins this football game in an upset, 33-17 here in Denver.